welcome to the Lyrical Analysis Podcast. My name is Amo Panasar and I'm joined by the Metal Elder, aka my father, Sat Panasar.
Hello.
My very good pal, the Tempest, aka Stuart Wilkie.
So,
and another very good pal of mine, the calmest man alive, Ryan Willis.
good day.
Now, listeners, I'm sure you're thinking, what the hell is this Lyrical Analysis Podcast malarkey? Well, let me tell you. I've felt for the longest time there's an epidemic in music where if the beat of a song is good, people completely forget about the words they're actually listening to. So I thought it'd be a good idea to go through and analyse the lyrics of some of the world's most popular artists and try and decipher exactly what message they're conveying. We'll be giving out honest opinions and you may agree or disagree with us, but that's all part of the fun. The artist we'll be covering this week is Ariana Grande. So a bit different from us normally. We've gone down the rap route, we've gone down the sort of soul route, we've done...
Left me for a week.
I left Ryan for a week as Dimitri kindly stepped in for Linkin Park. We've done rock. This is our first time doing a popular artist, as they say.
As they say.
As they say.
They do them, folk.
Hint, hint about my opinions. So, okay, I'm not an Ariana Grande fan whatsoever. So I know, right?
Neither am I know.
So I had to recruit...
As a children's DJ.
So I got some very good advice from my good friends Georgia and Danny, so shout out to those two there. And you've given me some very good song choices for the podcast. So this week we're going to be doing Break Free, Problem, One Last Time, Thank You Next, The Way, God Is Woman, Side to Side, Bang Bang, and Dangerous Woman. So that is the list we'll be going through today. So again, thank you to Danny and Georgia for their excitable and very informative advice for the song choices.
Hey, come on, I added 3.
Hey, alright, it's an amalgamation of everyone. Can I just shout out my friends there?
How needy was that? I was involved.
I must have the attention. Alright, cool. So, shall we get...
discussing for 2 hours? Let that one go.
I'm not even a fan. And I included 3.
Because you try and shout out your mates and this is what you get.
Dude,
Anyway,
ball hog over
So-
it, man.
let's get straight into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
So, Break Free. Ariana Grande. Here we go. So,
Oh, it's not. I want to break free.
Have you been doing the wrong research this whole
I
time?
have, yeah.
Wrong band.
Completely wrong.
When you messaged me saying you were watching Bohemian Rhapsody, I was wondering why, and now it turns
I
out
was
you've been
planning
doing a
for
boo-boo
this.
this entire
Yeah,
time.
well, someone's done no research over
No.
there, so...
Well, I have.
Let's
Just
see.
alternate research.
Alright, let's get into it. So, let's get straight into the lyrics. The words, as we say.
So, Ammo, before we start then, just on a point.
Okay.
It's going to be one of his fun facts.
Back in 19...
They're not going to end in school shootings this time, it's fine. Let's go.
Oh, yeah?
Real fun
about
facts.
that was a
Real
thing.
fun facts.
That was dark, Dad.
What you got? What
That
you got?
was really dark, Dad.
I know it was dark. Are we judging Ariana Grande or her songwriters because she's not written any of the songs as far as I know?
Haven't we had this discussion
It's a
before?
little shame.
Just to remind me, because it's been a while.
We'll do it based on the songs, not just her as a songwriter, if that makes sense. So
She's not a songwriter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, don't judge it on her ability to write songs if they have a team, because then that'd be.
But
a bit
she's the one
unfair.
performing, so she has some responsibility
Yes.
for the words.
So the
50-50.
yeah,
choose
sure.
to sing.
All right, just
Sure,
wanted to clarify.
He needs to
that.
perform.
Right, let's
Yeah.
get into the words now. Jeez. Okay.
On the 6th episode, he asks for that definition. Very strange.
I've just been freestyling,
The
Stuart.
whole time.
I bet it's been like 7 minutes.
Yeah,
Just
100%.
dead.
Let's go.
Deadness. Okay, Break Free. So, released on 12th of August 2014, 992 million
Yeah.
views.
Staggering.
Shout out to the Star Wars scrolling intro.
Oh,
I really
yeah,
enjoyed that in
yeah,
the video.
yeah.
So,
A few Star Trek references, I think, as well from the
Is there?
TV show.
There's
I don't know, I wasn't a big
there's
fan.
the mission control dance sequence towards the end.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
But I do have a favourite part in the video. For me, the video is better than the lyrics.
Shade begins. It wasn't a video, to be
Back in the 60s, anyone seen a film called Barbarella?
Nope.
No.
You got to see the scene, opening scene. Jane Fonda does a striptease. It starts off like this big bulky spacesuit, and she's zero gravity spinning around.
Yeah.
And then suddenly she removes the kind of leg part, and you see her bare leg, and then an arm,
Jesus.
and then the helmet, and then a
What year
big
was
hair
this?
comes out.
Yeah, I was thinking
It's in
that.
the 60s.
How raunchy.
Film called Barbarella. Can you imagine as a youngster in the 70s watching it? It was like the first
Probably
sort of
horrifying.
thing that's mesmerising. So she did a homage to Barbarella
Fair
fair
enough.
and Jane Fonda.
Cool.
Love little tidbits like that.
That is a fun fact.
That is.
That's not a dark, morbid fact about
that was
school.
my
Aren't
nice one.
I'm fun.
That was
And
good.
you remember Madonna's bullet bra?
Yes.
Yeah.
She did. I think it was a homage to that.
With the rocket launchers coming out.
Her breasts turn into these rocket launchers and sort of vaporize an alien.
Yes, I remember that.
It's impressive that Ariana knows about this film from the 60s, though.
Yeah.
Or was it her writers?
That's true.
Really?
Or an art diorama here.
She probably has a team of people.
Is she a retro film fan?
I mean, literally, yeah. Other
AKA
videos
massive
do that.
hipster.
Yeah, other film. The Thank You Next video is like Mean Girls and amalgamation like Clueless and stuff. So yeah, she probably does have a lot of
Yeah, I didn't like
film stuff. No, you didn't.
We'll get
because,
onto that.
You know.
We'll get
anyway,
onto that.
yeah, breakthrough.
Alright, so, shall I go first? Has anyone got anything for the first two verses? Because I've sort of cancelled those out completely.
Why?
There's nothing to talk about, there's no substance to even discuss.
I've got one thing.
Go ahead.
First two verses.
First two verses.
Go on.
The last line of the second verse. What have you got? Now that I am, right? Apparently, this was now that I've become who I really are. It was apparently
Ramanazis everywhere.
because she had a bit of an argument. She had a bit of an argument with the writer Max Martin because he just threw in this grammatically incorrect word.
So that it.
The way I are.
Oh, so
Yeah, that's
so
right.
the-
Yeah.
that's
So
the
the-
point where it's too far for her. That's the line, Ariana.
And she said she didn't want to sing a grammatically incorrect
Well,
lyric.
she's
I
got
know
a
it's
point, 'cause
"am" there.
It's going to rhyme with "ha," but it doesn't. Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't need to rhyme.
that is pathetic.
Good for you, Ariana.
Yeah, fair play,
Standing
Ariana.
up for
But
your
he
lyrics.
said-
You Ramanazzi the hell out
He
of
said
that.
it's funny, just do it.
Yeah.
And so he
It's like-
persuaded her to do it.
She said no.
Well, I have
Evidently.
to listen to the song, but apparently that was a bit of a debate.
I did
You
hear
so you
that.
don't listen to the songs, you just read the lyrics.
In this case, a bit of both.
No, me and Dad tried last night to go through it, and we just felt
It was a
our
bit
minds
painful, Stuart.
Oh my
melting. But
god!
I listened to every song, I've watched every video, so I'm all encompassed.
That's why I said the
So-
video was more entertaining than the lyrics.
Hang on, do you watch the
Because-
videos on mute? And then go through the words?
This
Do
is
you have subs
crazy.
on?
No, I watched the videos and I followed. I
can't-
printed the lyrics out, watched the video, and tried to
So
follow.
he does listen to the
Okay,
songs.
okay.
I tried to follow.
I was gonna say because if you're just
The
reading
words.
the lyrics, it's like reading somebody's stand-up through like a manuscript. It's not the
Yeah.
same without the delivery. You need
There
to
is
hear
method
what
in
it
my
is.
madness,
Anyway,
Stuart.
so just to clarify, we're all very prepped for this podcast.
Yeah,
So,
clear.
Alright, is that it for that?
Yeah, that was it. Really.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the third verse, which is this is the part when I say I don't want you. I'm stronger than I've been before. This is the part when I break free
kind of
because
the
I
chorus,
can't
yeah.
resist it no more. Okay, solid chorus when you hear it just in the tune of things, but very vibesy. But it kind of means nothing to me.
Okay, how so?
the whole song doesn't mean anything.
No, we'll get on. Dad, we'll get on to the overall bit. Hang on, let's go forensic on this. So,
Okay.
I just think the first, second, and last lines are very contradictory. So this is the part where I say I don't want you. I'm stronger than I've been before, and it goes because I can't resist it no more. So I don't get it. Like
Yeah.
where does this last line fit in compared to the other two? Because it's so contrasting in my opinion. Do you get what I mean?
I guess, but at the same time, like you could be just breaking free and then actually, I don't know. If
Can't
it's
resist
like,
what though? It's very unclear in my opinion.
Maybe
It's
it could be
it's Stockholm syndrome.
possibly.
Where are you getting these weird fun facts from? It's like
That's not.
school shootings
You
with
went-
Stockholm
you went
syndrome, like in
You went-
consecutive
you went
podcasts.
dark again.
That wasn't a fun fact.
okay.
That was just my take on it.
I can't.
She wants to break free, but she doesn't.
Yeah,
'Cause you
no,
can't
maybe,
resist
but
it.
I can't resist it no more. Could obviously mean like, okay, her after a fella or something like that. Maybe she's breaking free of like her normal sort of like day-to-day life where she can't be.
So,
Perfect.
so where's the resist?
I don't know.
That's the thing. This is what I mean.
She can't resist
this-
her man anymore. So she wants to break free and like.
This is going to be a running
Yes.
theme throughout this
Yeah, I think
song.
it is.
It's just there's lots of nothingness going on here. Let's
yeah.
move on.
Yeah.
Next verse. You were better, deeper, and I put here big dick energy question mark. Is that-
There's a lot
is
of that
yeah.
later as well. I must admit, I didn't pick that up.
Deeper could mean something else, but yeah. I mean,
In fact,
fair,
it's almost
deeper.
insinuated it does mean the other thing.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
based on everything I've read, Ryan,
Well-
forgive me for thinking it's that.
To be fair, she is known for an innuendo or two.
Yeah.
She's very much the Great British Bake Off of American
It's
singers.
Carry On,
Yeah.
really, isn't
Yeah,
it?
pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah, lots of buns references and stuff.
the one redeeming factor for Dad here would be on the end of this verse, on the highway to hell.
Oh my word! I didn't even notice that.
ACDC
I'm
reference.
done.
Oh
This is
gosh!
ridiculous.
I think I'd zoned out by that time.
What is this
Okay.
nonsense?
So,
Oh.
as I said in my notes here, only redeeming factor? Question mark. So is for
the
you
highway to the-
maybe the only redeeming factor.
This does not
She
seem
does
like
pinch
an
a lot
Abide
of
show.
stuff from other people,
Yeah.
as we'll
When she
go on.
says I was under your spell like a deadly fever, does she just mean she was sweating a lot? She was generally uncomfortable.
She's genuinely
She's
ill.
feeling quite warm, but also chilly.
Yeah, I mean, she might just have the flu.
Yeah,
it
it
could be the season.
Okay, moving on. Next verse. Only
No
once.
counter to my points? I guess not.
I mean, did it warrant one? Probably not. Next line of the next verse. I only want to die alive. I said, what nonsensical in my notes. Like,
Wait,
what
that,
the fuck does that even mean?
are you sure that's not a typo?
Promise
No,
you?
no, it is.
No,
It is
it's-
because I highlighted it. So apparently, it's life's too short, and she wants to die living the moment.
I mean, I get it, but it's not a really
Don't you feel
good
though?
thing to profess, really, is it? I'm going to throw that out there.
I'm actually
Surely you want to live a
stumped by that.
long, fulfilling life, not live till you fucking die alive. What the hell
I mean,
does that even
technically
mean?
we all do that, so she's just being very.
No, but I
poignant.
know, I get it, but like, it's not a good sort of message to profess to the masses.
She's being mindful,
was
in
gonna say,
every
We
moment.
literally covered Linkin Park last time.
Yeah,
They
very
covered that
briefly.
quite a
If
lot.
Linkin Park had
Yeah.
said this line, you would have gone, "This is so deep.
This is so,
totally.
like-
I relate to
because-
this. I get
No,
it.
because we
but,
die when
this
we're
is- we
living.
die.
We have to live.
We're experiencing
Before we
life.
die.
I totally understand.
Is he being grandist?
Yeah.
I think
Because
so.
it's Ariana Grande and basic girls listen to her, you're like, "No, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I don't understand."
Hey,
it.
I never
It's
said
quite
basic
right."
girls listen to this, and I'm not that opinionated, I'll have you know. But it's
an interesting point.
A good
Yeah.
point. If Linkin
Yeah.
Park said this, but in Linkin Park's defense and Linkin Park's lyrics, I think they mean a lot more and have a lot more sort of substance than this.
Why?
This me because this is
They
just
build it around it rather than just a soundbite.
this is a nonsensical soundbite. I'm pretty sure Linkin Park don't have a lot of those. Every line we analysed last podcast had a lot of deep, meaningful substance and meaning behind it, and we
Yeah.
had like 4 or 5 reasons
It
for why
flowed.
they did this.
Because you were trying to like search for this thing, you can analyze every line if you want to. Maybe
That's what I do before every podcast. And wait to hear my next point. The next 5 verses I've got no notes for
Same
because there's
here.
nothing to
Same
talk
here.
about. There is literally nothing.
Even
to analyse.
even Ariana herself said it doesn't mean anything. I don't even know what it means.
What?
She said,
She said that.
She said that.
She
yeah,
said
that's
that.
some interview.
What was the fucking point for this?
She's completely where it's nonsensical.
I rate that completely then, because she's basically looked at that and gone, "This is bullshit." And no, full disclosure, this has nearly got 1 billion views on YouTube. You know how ridiculous that is? That's mental, and this is a nonsensical
This
song.
genuinely-
And she straight up said, "Y'all are idiots. Why are you listening to this song?" Like,
It's back to my earlier point.
I rate that.
She didn't write the lyrics, so she can't take the blame.
There you go. I rate that.
I can't stop rating this
No,
shit.
no, no.
She's
she's-
pleaded the fifth. She's
she-
taken the fifth.
This is why society is becoming so substanceless and basic.
This is a parody.
legit-
Now she's basically pointing out how fucking broken the system is. She's
Yeah.
basically made a song that makes no sense. It's like when Eminem did the whole song. Oh God, what was it on his album? He basically rapped for like 4 minutes and didn't say a damn word. And he even says it at the end of the song. I can't remember the name of the song. Anyway,
Is that Bruno Mars did the wedding song and he said, I can throw out any old shit and it'll get to number 10, top 10 or whatever.
Well,
And it
man's
I
not
mean-
hot. That's what. That was a load of not garden hose and.
No,
Yeah.
they're bars.
to be fair, that one is literally a parody. So I don't know if it's supposed to be.
And that, I'm not gonna lie, that's literally everything I've got for this song.
Nah.
There's nothing else
You've-
I have even
You've changed my
thought
mind
to
now.
analyse.
You've changed
Yeah?
my mind. Ariana's a genius.
In fact-
I already liked her, but
yeah.
she's a genius. That
I was trying
that's
to
what that
defend her,
is.
but she jumped in front of a train.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or anything
There's nothing else.
No,
I've got-
there's
I'm-
nothing. I mean,
This could be the shortest podcast ever. I'm not
I'm
gonna We've gone
I'm
for
not
2.5
gonna
hour marathon.
I'm going to convince them that she's good. First of all, I'm going to convince him to listen to her for fuck's sake. What is
I
this?
did listen. It just wasn't going in. My brain wouldn't absorb
Your
it.
rating at the end does not count. You basically like read a
I've
manuscript.
already got my
I
numbers
know you
here.
got -5 and some shite, and it's like, this is unfair. I feel bad for
Dad
her.
and I tried to go through it together for the final song list last night, and we literally felt our mind melting. Like it was
Yeah.
horrible. What was it?
It was like Crichton. Excuse me, sir. My
just-
intelligence
It's
chip is
just
melting.
music. Why are you going crazy?
Hang on, this is the point of the podcast that we're passionate about real good lyrics and where to find
You
them.
just want to cuss.
This is not it.
You just want to cuss folk. I did say about this one that we probably couldn't do this one, but anyway, go on.
Hey, come on, we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna give it a go.
We're gonna give everyone a go. It's first pop artist. So, and actually, moving on to Problem as a nice little
No, I meant the
segue.
song, but
It's
never
already
mind.
been
This
done.
is
It's moved on.
This
Right?
is- this
Are we
is
giving?
man, you guys are ruining my segues. Okay, Problem. I think it's a lot better. So, Released on 30th of May 2014, 1.1 billion
Yeah,
listens on YouTube.
phenomenal.
Jesus Christ.
Now, I've said this is repetitive, but not that bad.
It's
Not the worst.
Yeah, it's meant to be
basically.
catchy, isn't it? It's not meant to be like a ballad.
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah.
I've said
It's not
overall.
rivaling Adele.
Yeah. I said overall, it's a relatively good message. To not take any shit in a relationship, and that you can learn from your mistakes and whatnot. And I think she does it relatively eloquently. And this is again relatively speaking. I want to make that really fucking clear. So let's go through that first verse. So hey baby, even though I hate you, I wanna love you, I want you. And even
I'm
though
gonna do it.
and even though I can't forgive you, I really want to, I want you. Right. So
Good.
what I'm ascertaining from this is she's in a relationship she doesn't like, but she still wants to love this guy and is still drawn to him, but she can't still forgive him. So
think that's
again,
very
this just
relatable.
suits.
Apparently, it
Go
was
on.
about her insecurities about renewing a relationship with an ex-boyfriend.
Ah, so a bit
Yeah,
different.
that makes
Okay,
sense.
cool.
The guy's trouble, but she's got mixed emotions around him.
Interesting.
So she knows really he's no good for her, but she's drawn to him in some.
So this
The bad boy.
this
she
song-
makes her feel good.
So this song is basically
It
her
makes her feel good.
convincing herself
That's
not
okay.
to go back.
Well, now my perspective of this song is now completely changed.
And it's actually based on, at that time, her still evolving relationship with an actual ex.
I was gonna say she must have been what, like early 20s at this point, like 21 probably.
She's actually your age,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Probably had a few relationships by that point.
Okay, next
That's
verse.
covered in another song.
Like yes. I know.
Alright, next verse is Tell me, baby, why can't you leave me? Because even though I shouldn't want it, I gotta have you, I want you. I just put,
Sorry.
even though it's okay, but just
that
same shit as before. So
Yeah.
getting the exact same message as the previous verse, which is okay, I'm just saying. I've got nothing for the next two verses, because nothing
Well,
to comment
yeah,
on.
I was
What
gonna
about
say-
this one? Head in the clouds, got no weight on my shoulder. Is that a physics gravitational thing?
What was the head?
I don't know when you're
Head in
like
the
a
clouds,
lovey-
no weight on my shoulder.
Yeah, when you're like in a lovey-dovey feeling, you're just sort of like
High on life.
Yeah, you just sort of like
I was just
blasé
imagining
about
your
everything.
head right up there in the stratosphere, you know,
very long
like in
neck.
one of the zany videos. Yeah, long neck and no weight on the shoulders. You
Just
know.
dodging boob missiles. Just straight in the air. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Bazookas. Okay,
Yeah.
I literally got nothing for the next two verses, and then I've got anything.
I got
I've got one less problem.
Without you.
Without you, mate, you should have prepped.
Do you know how many problems she had?
99 of them.
Yeah.
I might be mistaken. It might have just been him in the music video, but I think her boyfriend at the time and current boyfriend, if I'm not mistaken, Big Sean, the rapper, was the person who did the whispering for that.
Oh,
And he was definitely in the video, like mouthing to it.
Because she's got a song coming up which lists all of them in a
Yeah.
row.
So I think
Yes.
Big Sean was
Number one.
number one and
Yeah.
went in a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, I think it was quite when they were quite young, so who knows?
Okay, so the verse I've got something for is I know you're never gonna wake up. I gotta give up, but it's you. I know I shouldn't ever call back or let you come back, but it's you. Every time you touch me and say you love me, I get a little breathless. I shouldn't want it, but it's you. It's just the same shit over and over
It
again.
is.
Like
Yeah,
there's
I
nothing new
couldn't really.
to really comment on. There's no progression in her thought process. It's just the same stuff over and over again. So I thought she was just going through like when I had my original thought. I thought she was going through an issue saying she couldn't take any shit in a relationship, so get out of it when you go through this mental torment of like even when a relationship's bad, just go through the motions, but then eventually get out of it. I thought that was going to be her message, but now that you've said that, this just is again repetition of nonsensical
but it still can
shit life advice.
No, that's not fair. It can still relate to what you think it is. It's like there's a certain song coming up later that like has a certain meaning, but I take it in a different context.
Maybe I'm biased because I've just done this.
Hang on a minute,
I spent, like,
guys.
2 hours. Go on.
I didn't come up with that theory myself, you know, that analysis.
No,
like
I
established,
gathered
yeah.
that.
I had to go into a few different websites and get people's interpretation to think, oh, really? Is that what it
There you
possibly
go.
meant?
Well, that's it. If there's
That is-
multiple like ways you can take it, then that's fair enough. We talked about that with the whole what's her name? Aretha Franklin's song "Respect." Like that was originally sang by a man and the same lyrics, but it has a completely different connotation.
But I still feel
You
with
take it
her
in a different way.
with her songs though, there was differences through the verses.
Oh no, I'm not comparing
There
this to
were-
Ari.
No, I'm just saying.
There was some story and some
but you brought-
rhythm and rhyme.
Yeah.
You brought it up, and it is a good point to
Yeah.
compare to, because in Aretha Franklin's, even though the verses were about the same topics, there was some progression, there was some difference, there was
Yeah, but this.
something new to work through and analyse.
But as you were thinking, this could absolutely still be a song about a relationship you're currently in, not one that you're thinking about re-entering. It could absolutely be one where it's just like, I'm debating whether or not I should still be with you, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know, just sort of take it as it is.
Plus, in
Go on.
relationships,
Go on.
sometimes you do feel stuck in the same place and keep
Yeah.
coming back to the same point of
Yeah,
view.
bit of deja vu.
Yeah.
True.
Rather than any progression as there was in RSPCT.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Alright, good point. Okay, but then to counter that, I have absolutely nothing else to talk about for any of the remaining verses.
What about Iggy Azalea's rap bit?
Do you want to go through that?
please recite.
Have I got
it.
I mean,
anything?
first of all, I mean,
It's Iggy
can we have
got?
can we have opinions on the nickname of Iggy Iggs?
It's Iggy Azalea, isn't it? What's up?
I know.
What's up with Iggy?
I just hate it.
Why?
I don't know.
Iggs.
Iggy
Oh.
Iggs, like the way she says it as well. I just think, come on,
mean-
you can do better than that.
It's Iggy Iggs.
She's Australian though, isn't she?
I know, this is what pisses me off,
Diana.
man. Like that. I just think she's fake.
Good
She's just
eye.
so
She
fake.
mentions her name 3 times in the song, so she was that plugging herself?
She's being Beetlejuice.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't
everyone,
know.
everyone does that, don't they?
Yeah, like other famous rappers would mention their names, wouldn't they?
I mean,
Like,
do you want,
21
I'll say
Savage.
other famous rappers.
Yeah, like-
famous rappers would.
Yeah, 21
Because they like to talk
literally-
about themselves, yeah.
Yeah, 21 Savage literally says 21 almost after every bar, so yeah.
21 to go.
21.
James!
Yeah, exactly. Or Jason Derulo introducing
Oh,
himself
God,
before every
yeah.
song. So
Have you got anything else though for this song?
The
'Cause
only thing I've got is
absolutely
that
nothing.
there's a couple of...
Let's go through Iggy's bit then, just for lols.
Oh wait, also Sean Paul. The only words I
So
understand that he says is shut. Those are the only words I
he says Shana Paul.
Shana Paul.
Shana Paul. Something.
I know, don't worry. Go on, hang on. Let's get to it, man.
Well, just a couple of references.
on.
Iggy, too biggy to be here stressing.
I gotta stop.
That's... What?
It's because I'm hearing it in her voice, and it's like, wow, you would be so bad at karaoke if this was something you think.
I say, chaps, what are these lyrics?
Iggy, no, watching Smart Money Bet, I'll be better off without you. What is this?
Am I pronouncing this correctly?
I'll be forgetting all about you. Oh,
You're saying that you know?
What
really
was
tell you.
that? What was that?
What it should be, her
now.
Aussie accent.
You know?
It should be her
What was that?
her true Aussie accent, it should be.
It sounded a bit scouse in my head. I don't
Did it?
know. That's maybe.
Oh, let's do it back.
Crikey, mate.
So,
No horse stick.
that was a reference
Definitely
to
offending people now,
Notorious B.I.G.'s Hypnotise.
Yes.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. He's a big fan of Biggie, I believe.
And then obviously the 99 Problems line was a reference
Jay-Z.
to Jay-Z's
99 problems.
99 Problems, but the...
But the B word
Bleep.
ain't one.
The bleep ain't
I
one.
shan't say it just to offend your ears.
I really feel we're clutching at straws here.
But you won't
Honestly.
be one.
Are we clutching at straws here?
Are they saying the other
What?
person
You
isn't a
won't
bitch?
be one. So you don't even warrant being in the 99 problems. Like, you're not even in that list.
Yeah, I was going to say, how big a problem is this chap in the 99? That was going to be my
that's it,
point
like,
of debate.
She
you know.
didn't like the idea of having a round number. That's how little she thought of it. Like, you could have been 100 and I'd have been nice on a nice flat even number, but no, you're not even worth that. I'm going to make sure I have
But
a
you won't
99.
be one.
Is it
yeah.
referring to 99 Problems where he
Yeah.
says, but a bitch ain't one? And it's saying, but you won't be one, calling them a bitch.
Ah, that's a great thought, actually.
Ah,
No,
I've never thought about it like
layers.
that.
Layers, mate. I did not quite
That
that
is the best
at all.
off the cuff thing you've ever done. That is
that's
brilliant.
Hang on,
absolutely
Ryan.
is.
Run that by me
That
one
is
more time.
genius. So
Yeah, that is actually
Jay-Z,
that is,
fair play.
that is
So,
actually what it is.
in 99 Problems,
Yeah.
Jay-Z
Yeah.
talks about a bitch not being one.
Right,
Those
yeah.
problems.
Hit me.
That is brilliant.
So she doesn't even warrant to be...
So she's calling him a bitch.
He
By
says,
saying
"I
you're
know
not
there's problems,
one
but
of
I
the
don't have a
problems.
bitch who is also a problem.
Because it's a reference to the
if
song.
she was, she'd be the 100.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Saying he's got
So
lot of
she's a
problems,
good...
So he doesn't have a wife or girlfriend.
She's in her good books. Oh, she's in his good books.
He's just saying he doesn't have a female.
A female to
annoy him.
This is like me
be
with
part of
the
the
joke.
equation. Right, okay.
Yeah. So in
the
this
only
situation,
part of that
referring
joke
back
that I
to
missed
it, they're
out.
saying you're not one, like when Jay-Z said a bitch ain't one. So the one carries over, making them the bitch.
Rap maths with Ryan.
Wow!
My new podcast, Rap Maths.
I thought this wasn't deep and meaningful.
Well, it's not because you still nicked it from Jay-Z.
It's a reference.
Alright.
Every rapper does that. That's
Moving
not
on,
fair.
moving
That's
on,
not
moving
fair. That one is.
Okay, do you want to know a fun fact?
Oh, here we go.
Do I?
Expect darkness.
Will it end in a shooting?
It's not going to be Chainsaw Massacre or anything, right?
So Charlie Manson.
It was released on iTunes, and would you care to hazard a guess how quickly it reached number 1?
Oh, minutes. 20 minutes?
This is a record breaker.
I'll stick with my guess then.
3 hours 41.
I'll go for half an hour.
Not bad. 37 minutes. Fastest ever.
Very impressive.
iTunes number 1.
Damn, son.
Sheesh. Shout out Ariana.
And-
37 minutes!
And it begs the question to why.
Yeah.
It is catchy. You can't deny that. It's a very poppy song.
But are we analysing catchiness?
No, but that's the thing. You've deliberately gone out to pick a pop song on a lyrical
Well, no.
analysis show.
But this is the thing. This is the whole point of the podcast. Like, people just think about the beat and, that's it.
But
Which I get is more than enough for some people, but it's
True.
not for me, God damn it.
But that's it.
Look, it's another boy meets girl song. Girl meets
I didn't know where he was going with that.
I
Decided to roll with it. I was
I thought
backing
I'd
the wrong way.
ride. I thought I'd ride on your tune there, Ryan.
I was just rolling my shoulders like, yeah, I got you. No, I'm with it.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Yes, this one's one of my favourites.
This is
I like
such a
it.
hard stick to shear. Steer.
I was trying to figure out why has it. Oh, hang on, she's on there.
Hey.
She's in the songwriters. I stand corrected.
Wow.
I think I'm the only one.
I know your
One,
your
two,
applause was sincere, but because it was over his voice, it sounded like you were being really passionate. Well done! You wrote that one all by yourself.
5 writers to write that.
Five writers.
Can we quickly rewind? I know you don't like going backwards. To break free to the second verse. Does it even rhyme?
Oh
I
shit!
just want to do my piece. Let's go.
But I think we can't defend pop songs just because they're catchy. I'm not having that.
No, I'm not saying that, but we're also doing a lyrical analysis podcast. But we could have picked songs that were not like like a haiku. That her like whole verses were like haikus. It was
No, we've got
2
a-
lines and then
We've got a selection.
every 5 seconds. Like you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to analyze. Like I wonder what she means.
Yeah, but we're 2 songs in. There's a lot more to come.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Alright. So, next one. One last time. 6th of February 2015. A shoddy 241 million views by Ariana standards.
That's poor.
So,
That's poor.
and like I was going to say, this completely takes away from the good message of the last song, but then the last song is kind of up in arms of whether it is a good message or not. I think this is a shocking song. in terms of-
Really?
Yeah, I really don't like this at all.
I'm just gonna talk.
I'm going to talk for a bit. So first verse, I was a liar, I gave into the fire, I know I should have fought it. At least I'm being honest, feel like a failure because I know that I failed you. I should have done you better because you don't want a liar, come on. So, I was a liar, I gave into the fire, I know I should have fought it. Ariana cheated on
Yes.
someone, right?
Yep.
So, I've never been cheated on, nor have I ever cheated on anyone, but I despise cheating in all regards.
What does it say specifically that she cheated? She just said that she made mistakes. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It could just mean
Just wait till they go to the next
Yeah.
It definitely
All
implies
will
that.
be revealed.
Yeah. I think that's cheating, and if it is the case,
Oh yeah, it certainly
It is,
implies
then
it. It certainly
it is,
implies
it
that
it's
is
wrong.
trashiness of the highest order. Everyone.
But it gets worse.
It does get worse. So, let's move on to the next bit. So that's part 1. Next verse. And I know, she gives you everything, but boy, I couldn't give it to you. And I know, that you got everything, but I got nothing here without you. In my mind, I've put tough shit.
No, hang on. What if this is just a song about a relationship that she was in, and then they broke up, and then she realised that person was the right one for her, but they are now with somebody else?
If it is,
That's what I'm
absolutely
seeing.
fine. However, I'm going to take it as I feel.
Tough shit.
It's like when I write tough shit and
the art of
underline it,
forgiveness
it
and-
can't mean anything else.
Look. Yeah, maybe you're right. No, but this is how I feel because I've analysed the entire song. So moving on. Next verse. So one last time, I need to be the one who takes you home. One more time, I promise after that I'll let you go. Baby, I don't care if you got her in your heart. All I really care, you wake up in my arms. One last time, I need to be the one who takes you home.
Am I not the only one who thinks that that's
I
exactly what
think
it is?
Stuart's right.
Yeah,
Stuart's right.
As in, like,
Hang on.
it's somebody that she used to be with. They broke up, went different ways. It could be years later, and now she realizes that person maybe was the keeper, the one, and he's with somebody else. So it's like this unrequited feeling of that she can't be with this person, but she still desperately wants to be with him, even though she can't because it's forbidden.
I still think it's mine. Well, there's two perspectives. This is how I've seen it.
I mean, she wants
can't
one for the road for whatever reason.
You're making it sound like, come on, love, let's have a quick.
If it is,
It's a little bit deeper than that, but yeah.
if it is cheating, this is some toxic shit. This verse because
I don't think
she's basically saying, "Let me fuck you one more time," like, and
Even if your
Even
girl's
though-
in your
No,
heart.
yeah.
hold you in my arms.
Yeah, hold you in my arms. mate.
fuck off, people. I'm not having fun.
Hold you in my arms, but the girl's in your heart.
Yeah. So she wants to fuck this.
Oh yeah.
Fuck this guy, even though he's with someone seemingly happily.
Yes.
Because this other girl, gives him everything that he ever wants.
She doesn't actually say that she's going to do it though, does she? It's not like, I was outside your
Just what she
house.
wants.
It sounds like a
Smelling
pretty
your
strong
towels.
hint.
Even so.
Pretty strong hint there, Stuart.
You're so lenient compared to me. This is like she's obviously
Clearly,
implying
this is why you need me in your life.
Implying it. She's saying it. There's
it,
no
Stuart.
implication there. It's black and white.
You're so
I don't-
lenient compared to me. I'm quite lenient. I wrote tough shit.
I'm not saying I'm lenient, but I'm trying to speak the truth here. Alex Jones style.
That's the thing. I don't deserve it. I know I didn't deserve it. That could just be them like having
You are not
fights.
helping
Like,
yourself there.
yes, if you want to think that deep and dark about it, maybe it could be like they broke up because somebody cheated, namely Ariana in this case.
Anyway.
However, it could just be a general fight, and they just decided that they'd split.
I
both
disagree,
ways.
but
because if they say I don't deserve it, I don't deserve your like second chance. But like, bear with
anyway,
me.
basically she's saying in my mind she's gonna fuck him, and then I promise after that I'll let you go.
Yeah.
That is horrible behaviour. Like, I just think, how can you let him go after you just have sex with him again? Like, you bloody liar, Ariana. That's what I've got from that, and I just don't appreciate
It
this
could
behaviour.
jeopardise his current relationships.
And yeah, his mental
Yeah,
state.
the guy doesn't have to say yes.
I'm not, but just implications there.
She's not ruining homes just yet.
But the
It takes
intent,
two to
she's
tango.
not. The home wrecking intent is there.
Yeah.
She's kind of
There's-
not saying she
there's some
wants him now.
psychotic.
She
Yeah.
wants what she had with him in the
Yes.
past one more time.
Because it's not the same, is it?
I don't know. Dad, what do you think?
So one last time I need to be the one who takes you home. Like
Also
the good
it's-
old days.
I don't know.
It's also really catchy.
It's because she's
Yeah.
talking about the other girl as well. I just don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
not
don't
quite
get-
good. I don't know what.
Yeah,
There's
but that's
something
in
a little
separate
bit
verse from that,
twisted.
though. Yeah.
Something
But
a
it's
little bit
still there, it doesn't
twisted
matter.
there, isn't there?
Why does that matter? That's in a different verse. It's still
Isn't
the
that just
facts there.
explaining why she's not with him at the moment? She's
think
like,
so.
obviously I can't be with you because you're with this girl.
But she doesn't care. And
And
she, still
also-
she still wants to have sex with him.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and then
that's-
let him
that's too
go,
late.
and then let him go,
And then let him go after that, so she wants to
Yeah.
fuck him. And then
It's quite
Yeah,
calculating.
she wants the final word in this,
Yeah, but
basically.
that's almost like I promised after that. You know, if that's
I'll
if,
let you go on my terms.
No, it's more about I promise that if you're still into this woman, then I'll let you go. Like almost that.
I don't think so. No,
That's
It's
fine.
not wrong,
no,
it's still wrong.
no,
But at the same
no.
time, it's like okay, this is my like proposal.
like
and
a
if
bargaining
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. And if it's like I promise after that, if you've heard me out and you still say no, then I'll let you go. That's how that can be.
I
taken.
just think that's some toxic ass behaviour.
I think you're
really
searching for it. Though. That's the thing.
I'm
You're
not.
like a
It's
pig in
it's
sloth.
it's clear as day. It is
pretty
really
clear,
clear
yeah.
as day. I don't see how you're not seeing.
You can't see my point of view either.
Oh,
that's what I'm
I
saying.
understand where you're coming from, but I think you're wrong because I
yeah.
think these opening lines just imply exactly what she's done.
She's just trying to steal something.
Not imply.
Oh well.
She's saying
What's she saying?
what she's done. There's no no grey area there really.
Dunno.
Fire
Like,
could just mean
like-
anger though, couldn't it?
She
Maybe was
gave
just
in.
angry, so
She
they
gave
broke up.
into the fire.
But then the lion
The
bit, where does
passion.
that come from?
Liar, fire. It rhymes.
Pants on fire.
Yeah, it is pants on fire, isn't it?
But then, all I really care is you wake up in my arms, and I've just got selfish here.
I
It's
know
just-
that
it's
I
really,
failed you. Yeah.
I
It's a very
think.
human like thought of it though, isn't it? Like when you're alone and somebody else that you like isn't. You want to be with them.
But if you
it's selfish, but that's the honest truth of it. You'd be like, oh fuck that person.
But either way, her professing this behaviour is just very trashy in my opinion, and I can't condone it.
Yeah, okay, but
I
at the same
cannot
time-
condone this, and to have it in a popular music song where 241 million people, most of them young people,
8 to 18-year-old girls.
but you cannot be saying shit like this.
But
man.
it is a very real response. If you're in that position where you're the lonely one, you don't give a shit what other people think. Not that she still does it, but at the same time, you don't think about that.
Regardless, why put this toxic shit in a song then?
I think we've
Think
gone
it-
through this.
think about it.
We've gone through this before on a podcast.
Yeah.
That songs are often written from like your deepest emotions, and that's how you get across the song.
Yeah.
Like it's from the heart of the person. I know in this case it's not because it's written by like 5 people. But generally they're
All
written
are
by-
apparently cold-hearted motherfuckers.
That's
like-
it. Yeah, this is Ariana's song.
All men.
Well, that makes sense. Does that not make every sense in the world? Now it's a guy's perspective.
No, it's definitely about fucking.
That's it. It's the Otis Redding like thing again. Like respect didn't mean the
Okay.
same thing. So if a guy's talking about how much of a prick and how much of a liar he was, then yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Read,
So basically,
read, read this in Justin Timberlake.
No.
yeah.
They wrote it with Ariana in mind.
No, I think she's if Break Free. Maybe she did the entire album. Like I will read anything, and it will be the best-selling shit ever.
No, the respect
Rate
guy.
it.
He did it in his own right before Aretha even picked it up.
Okay, can I move on to one more point that I
Yeah.
think is quite a good one? So the last line of the next verse. So I'll read the whole thing out. I don't deserve it. I know I don't deserve it, but stay with me a minute. I swear I'll make it worth it. Can't you forgive me, at least just temporarily? I know that this is my fault. I know I should have been more careful. Come on. I should have been more careful. So
What, you mean not get caught out?
wait.
Sorry.
Why do you try and steal my...
Sorry, Avo.
First it was the shout.
had to
the
come out.
ladies that helped us with
Sorry,
the
Avo.
this
You
time.
are such a beg dad. Right. Okay. So I've said...
Once the
I've got withdrawal symptoms.
Well, from not doing this first.
Yes,
All
for
right.
3 months.
Right. As I was saying...
Is it about the cheating though, Ammo?
Oh, God.
Finger on the buzzer.
Must steer the ship. Okay, I said, so what, you should have cheated more sneakily. Right? As Dad kindly interluded with. So, alright, defend that, Stuart.
okay.
basically what I'm gonna say.
Let me go with the spin doctor approach here. Okay,
I should have been more careful.
Yeah.
So if it is cheating, which we've implied that it most likely is...
That she should have been sneaking
should
around
have been,
better.
yeah. That is awful.
Or it should have been
That is
in the
terrible
in the land
behaviour.
of all these temptations. She should have been more careful. She should have just walked on by.
Oh my
on
God,
straight through
Stuart.
the path, on the straight and narrow.
Or it's not just cheating that breaks up relationships. Maybe she should have been more careful with the relationship.
Maybe she kept
Like you got-
breaking.
You are really destroying
Or maybe
You
she's
don't wanna
literally
drop it.
breaking his shit. Maybe she keeps knocking over the stuff when she's like doing the hoovering or what have you. Like she keeps knocking over the
I
bars.
wasn't
It's
going
like,
for
oh no!
These are the
Should have been
worst
more careful.
retorts I've ever heard in my life.
That's pretty weak, guys. Pretty weak. Yeah.
But come on, I mean, still, come on. After seeing that now,
I'll be honest with you. Now that you've told me that this song was written by 5 guys, it kind of has completely altered it in my head. It's the same thing with the Aretha Franklin Otis thing.
yeah.
It's a completely different perspective because now I'm reading all the, I know that he, what does she say? Baby, don't care if you got her in your heart. If he says him in your heart, this
No,
sounds
I
like,
get it. I do
this
get it.
now sounds like an old, like, Western song, or like an old country song in the US.
No, I get
Like, you
that.
can imagine, like, Willie Nelson singing this song.
Lordy, lordy.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference in that regard.
Either way, no matter who wrote it, this is a song that Ariana's done.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
this is
in
a
that
horrible
written
message
for her.
to young girls.
in that regard, yes.
This is a really for young girls who probably may be starting out on their first relationships and whatnot. Them listening to this and understanding it as she is saying it, man.
It's a little bit
They're
like...
gonna think
you
I
know,
need to be more
find these
careful.
lads.
Let's be fair to her though. Let's be fair to her. Like, Shaggy Wasn't Me was a number 1 for quite some time in this country,
But
and that
I
was
wish-
literally a song about how you definitely caught me cheating, but it wasn't me.
But this
Like,
is
it definitely wasn't. Like, your eyes are deceiving you. You
This
saw me
was-
pounding your
got it
foot
on
on the
camera,
counter,
but it wasn't me.
and it wasn't me. Like, and poor
in the
Ariana, poor Ariana is accepting her fate and knowing that she's been a little bit of a bastard,
But
and
it's,
she's going,
it's
I'm so sorry.
2015. It's a bit. We're past that now. I thought
We're
it'd be a bit
really
better
not.
by this point.
But yeah.
But maybe as a side,
Third lines, come on.
as a society,
We'll come on to that later.
Okay, right.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I wish we were better. But evidently we're not. And there's this repetition of this
I re-
awful.
I really like that
Track.
song. That's one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's really
If
catchy.
I'm honest.
Right. Thank you guys. And next.
Oh, is that all?
Great
we're doing on
segue
that?
from Ryan Willis.
There
I
was
was wondering who was going to do it. It had to be you. It had to be you.
there was
Alright, thank you,
a
next.
copyright infringement.
Are we back to one last time?
Yeah, one last time.
Yeah,
okay.
I've got a
just one
couple
last
more
time.
things on that. Hang on.
You're amazing. Stephen tries one of me. Let's go back to that.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sat. Go ahead.
So, Alex Greggs sued whoever, the writers, for copying the chorus from his EDM tune Takes All Night, which he wrote for Sky Stevens.
Who?
That's what I thought. Who? What?
I mean, she might be a big deal, but
I did listen to it, and it does sound a lot like it.
Does it?
So that was one thing.
Yeah.
And also, have you seen the video? Have you seen the video
Yes.
to this?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Like
Independence
in a
Day.
motel, like raunchy scenes with her and a dude. One last
No,
time.
not the
That's
one I
definitely this one.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, this is the end of the world. There's an Independence Day attack on the world.
Did we watch the alternate videos? I don't know.
Because that had a bit
Oh
of
no! You're
controversy.
right. You're right. Yeah,
That
I
had a
think
bit of
it's something else.
controversy as well. So everyone's wondering what to do because there's only minutes left before the Earth blows up for whatever reason. And if you look at Saphir, an Australian band, anyone heard of them?
Obviously not.
Their video "You Are the One." There's a couple embrace at the end before the sort of the Earth blows, and that's exactly what they did in this video.
Really?
Yeah, but that's stupid because that's what
copy.
people would do in the apocalypse. There's another one, another apocalypse one.
But
It's
they-
Snow Patrol.
Snow Patrol. Not
it
You All I
chocolate?
Have or something like that. Oh, I don't know.
I don't
You're asking
know.
the wrong crowd here.
Yeah.
Iris.
I think
Sorry, but-
in their video that is an apocalypse and everyone's running around having sex as you would,
Yeah.
eating loads of ice cream and stuff, and he just casually strolls through singing the song, and then he gets a clock and resets it, just as it's about to like tick over,
yeah.
and then everyone stops, looks around, and starts panicking again.
What a time loop!
So like it's just.
No, you put the two
Music
side by
has been
side. They're
done before.
virtually the same.
Yeah.
The way it's done.
Sad to sad.
One more
be an
thing,
art.
just one more thing. So this was the charity single used for after the Manchester bombings.
Well, it was the one that she released to actually raise money for it. It wasn't.
That's right,
It
yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't. The song wasn't like
Let's do
fuck
this
you
one
terrorists.
last time.
One last time. No, it wasn't. It wasn't designed like that. It was more that oh shit.
You
this
throw a
song-
bomb, I'm gonna give it to you.
no.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. No,
No, I think it's more of a yeah.
no, it was
obviously that happened.
post the event, and it was
Yeah.
a charity single. So,
Yes.
do you think, in light of what we've said about it,
This is a charity
is this an
single.
appropriate?
No, well,
is it an
wasn't
appropriate
designed to be.
song?
It's like
Is it
Oh,
an
I
appropriate
see,
song?
right.
Yeah,
Money
it's-
from-
yeah.
Got you. Wow.
So, was it the best song choice given the
Probably.
lyrics?
Probably not, but she wouldn't have had a lot of preparation time.
yeah.
And she has done really well
Yeah.
surrounding the Manchester attacks. Like, she's supported the families who
Yeah, she's returned.
Oh no, I'm not denying it. It was just from a lyrical analysis
Unless
point
it-
of view. Would that be the choicest?
That song definitely was successful. I know it was number one. So
So, did anyone even care about the lyrics?
clearly not. That's why we're doing it on the show as Ammo demonstrates in his intro.
241 million views.
I thought that's how many times. you did it.
300.
Wow.
My bad.
300. So anyway, those were my fun facts.
Fun. All right,
Right.
Ryan.
Do you want to do it again?
Thank you. Next.
Alright, so 331 million views. So 30th of November,
Which is pretty impressive
2016.
considering how recent it is.
Yeah,
Great
it's
song.
big. But again, she's gone in the billions, so like her
Wait,
most
what
her
year
more
did you
recent.
say?
2016.
Please, this
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was an 8, sorry, my doctor's handwriting. Yeah, that's very good. But even so, her previous songs have reached the billions, so maybe it's a time thing.
I swear that was this year. Anyway. Yeah, or late last year anyway.
Not according to YouTube. So, on to verse 1. So this is her just sort of listing her exes. With, I think, a nice... So she's got, first of all, Big Sean. Then is it Ricky Alvarez, who's like a backup dancer she saw for a while. What's his name? Is it Pete Davidson?
Yes.
And then Mac Miller, obviously.
Yes. Rest
Now,
in peace.
I like this line here. Wish I could say thank you to Malcolm because he was an angel.
Yeah,
I think
which was
that's-
a nice little send off. Apparently,
Very
she's
nice.
got more songs coming. She did release another song with that's about Mac Miller that I haven't yet listened to, but apparently that's quite good. So yeah, clearly still has a lot of positive things to say.
I've not got a lot.
Late Mac Miller.
I've not got a lot to say wrong about this song. I think this is a very.
This is a good one.
This
as
is
well,
a healthy way of seeing past relationships, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This let me do the what's called the pre-chorus first. One taught me love, one taught me patience, and one taught me pain. Now I'm so amazing. So I've loved and I've lost, but that's not what I see. So look what I got, look what you taught me, and for that I say thank you. Next.
Next.
And I think that's brilliant. That's contrasting to the last song where that was very trashy behaviour. This is a very good way of thinking about an ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, because you learn, you move on. I think we've said it on the Linkin Park podcast quite a lot. There was this sort of theme running through a few of their songs, and yeah, this is a good heart-filled, positive song.
Well, this is one of her most recent ones, so you can tell that she's definitely evolving as like an artist in general. Maybe not, in your opinion, as a lyricist, but definitely as like her sound has definitely sort of had its own like.
The content's better, it seems. So you know.
But with this was the song I was referring to as the one that like it's got a very clear message as to what it's about. But from my perspective, okay, this is obviously a song for your exes and what you can take from them, good or bad. Even if it was a bad relationship, you can still take away the good in that sense. You've learned something. Even if it's an abusive relationship, you can still be like, all right, I became stronger because of that. That's the message that can be taken.
It's the first song I've seen where actually the subject matter changes as the verses go along.
As it goes through. Yeah.
That's progression in itself. So.
Indeed, yeah. It's almost like 3 different stories. But with this regard, like I don't have many exes. In fact, I've only got the one, and that ended quite amicably. So I don't really have any like, oh God, she was an absolute nightmare stories. But I did learn this. But I do learn from like friends that I've lost. You know, I've had people that I've been best friends with who I don't talk to anymore, and that sucks. But I've learned a lot from those experiences, being friends with them and not being friends with them. So it's that kind of way. Like I like to take away something that I've learned from every single person that I've met, even if it's something I don't particularly like. So I suppose that can be a message that's taken from this song as well.
Agreed.
So yeah.
No arguments on this song so far.
Was there any need for the F word then in the chorus?
Oh, that's just like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Come on, Sat. It's 2019.
Even for the young girls, you know, like a very young girls.
It
doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
Bleep out, don't they?
Yeah.
It honestly doesn't
They
matter.
can still see it on the YouTube videos.
But I think it's reached a point now with language that
anything goes.
You can't protect kids anymore from language.
Yeah, they know all the words.
And
I'm just thinking role model,
There's no borders
influence,
to the internet,
slippery
so-
slope.
But it shows passion. And she's not just doing it for the young audience, she's doing it for people our age.
And
as
it's
well,
not
and older.
constant swearing, is it? It's a few mentions in the chorus.
Well, most of the Arianators are of
Is that what they're called? Have you made that up?
No, it's
can't be right.
It's for real.
Arianators?
Her fan army are called the Arianators.
Really? I would have thought it'd been better than that. Sorry.
Grande's
Sorry,
a-
Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Grande's a way better word to turn into like a groupie name, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Like, I don't know. I can't think of one now.
Grande group. No pressure.
Yeah, Ariana.
She's got something like 46 million followers on Twitter and
Yeah, that's a lot.
105 on Instagram. Phenomenal.
Million. Just point
They're
out.
mostly young.
I've not tripled Ariana Grande's follower total.
Phenomenal. But anyway,
The release of this song as well, wasn't it just after she broke up with Pete Davidson?
It was very soon after.
and
Yeah.
there was lots in the media about the both of them.
How the hell do you know this?
Post-breakup.
Yeah. very recent.
You read all the gossip columns.
Yeah, we did.
Have
Yeah, this was.
you been lying to me?
And so she
You're not
released this
supposed
song, and all I saw was the title, just "Thank You Next," and I was like, "Damn, girl."
Yeah.
Hustle your evidence, girl.
You were texting all your friends.
Because there was Ryan's in an Ariana Grande WhatsApp.
Oh my god, she slayed him.
It's a secret. I've got a secret identity in the group.
It was like
Is that why you don't do emojis? Because all your emoji messages go on that group.
I've met my quota.
So when
Oh,
Ryan
funny.
replies to a text,
If that is real, that'd be the funniest thing ever, right?
It's definitely real.
Fuck,
And
what a secret
I'm
that'd
all, I'm
be.
all for it as well. I'm all for it.
So we're waiting for the kind of Danny and Georgia's kind of response. If Ryan replies with one of those,
Oh my god!
Yes. Why is it a ball?
Anyway, my point
It
was
was her best song.
the tabloids.
Yes.
The tabloids very much sided with Ariana. And like, she still looks like a goddess. Look at her. She looks great.
Speaking
and they're like,
of that,
Pete Davidson, he looks like shit. Look at him.
It was a weird.
He's walking down the street in a hoodie. What a scumbag.
can I just say on that
Go on.
point, as you said that, there's a part in this video where she's brushing her teeth. She makes brushing her teeth look sexy as fuck. No one has ever done that for me before, but
Oh,
Ariana
okay.
absolutely smashed.
was it an electric toothbrush or a manual?
Just a manual.
Manual.
But she did it so
Are
sexily.
we doing this? Are we doing this, lads?
I never
Are we doing
thought
this?
what.
On International Women's Day, we're talking about how she's gonna,
That was yesterday.
simulate for no, it's today.
It's over, Stuart.
Yeah, simulate fellatio with a freaking toothbrush. We can't be doing this.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, we weren't taking it there, Stuart.
I was never.
Oh,
No,
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 apparently
no,
How
not.
can you possibly make brushing your teeth sexy if that's not the case?
Watch the video. She's just brushing her teeth, but she's really hot while
She's
doing
just,
it.
just like doing
She's
one
just
at a
done it.
time.
Hey, Stuart,
she's
it could be
fair
like
enough.
it could be like eating an apple. You can make that sense, you know.
Oh, I see.
You're all reducing Ariana to her womanly body.
I know. I just want to make a point.
I was trying not to.
I just want to make a point. Oh,
What's
you know
so good
what,
about her teeth, right?
I haven't seen the video.
I just said it's okay to say someone is sexy whilst doing an act, and I wasn't implying blowjob. I wasn't implying any sensual stuff.
I think
just
Stuart
said
Devil's advocate Wilkie over here in the red corner today.
I was worried. I was worried where it was going. Okay, I hang out with terrible people.
Glad to see you fighting the female corner,
no-
though,
Yes.
Stuart. Yeah.
No, great doing that, but there's no moment where she is literally imitating fellatio with a
enough.
toothbrush. Gonna make that clear.
Good.
Let's just move on. Fucking hell. All right.
What was your point anyway, Ryan? I swear we didn't hear it in the end.
Just
Sexy Mac Miller, not sex. Not Mac Miller.
Pete Davidson.
Not
Oh
sexy.
yeah, he looks like
they were
crap.
throwing him down.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to carry on throwing him down, but she doesn't.
No,
She's
yeah, that's
supportive.
quite
She's
interesting.
grown.
And the fact that like in the video they reference Mean Girls. I know you're probably not a big fan of that film, are you? No, that's fair enough.
No.
But in the film they have something called the burn book, which is like the thing where they put people's pictures in there and they write all this horrible shit. And the plot, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Mean Girls at this point,
It's been 25 years.
yeah. But they give in the burn book to like frame somebody for like writing all this horrible shit. But instead of writing all this horrible shit, she's actually got like all the other people that she's been with and writes usually nice comments.
So she's not a mean girl.
She's reversed it.
Wow.
She's Lindsay Lohan at the beginning and near the end, not the middle bit where she becomes a mean girl. Spoilers.
How future predicting. Right. Anyway.
I don't think I'll rush off and see it, Stuart.
It's a classic
Mean Girls.
film.
You love a good
Is it
rom-com.
like the In-Betweeners? Is it like an
No,
In-Betweeners
no,
kind of
no,
flip
no.
thing?
I've seen it once.
It's a classic.
Okay.
It wasn't that. It didn't trap me when I watched it.
Tina Fey's a genius. Just shout out.
It is really good.
Anywho. The words. So, I've got nothing else for this song. There's nothing else really to talk about.
I've got a little bit.
Go for it.
After verse 2, there's the pre-chorus. So she goes on to talk about, well, beforehand it was they taught me this, they taught me that. Then now it's she taught me love and she taught me patience.
Well, is Ari a girl? I've got here, question mark.
It's herself teaching herself. What has she taught herself?
Right, that makes
in terms of the road,
that makes
the road to self-love.
That's worse. That's worse than Linkin Park. No, that's way worse. Oh,
Okay, for those who don't know, I analyse lyrics line by line and do not take things into whole a lot of the time. Until I get to this podcast, I'm like, ooh, that link's here. That is
It's like, who's this Ari she refers to?
that is my.
Some girl she dated in the past.
I saw it in the fucking video. She had a mixtape, and I was like, oh, someone said Ari, this girl, sent her a mixtape, and I never even, the thought never crossed my mind that she's just doing some self-love shit. But now I've heard that.
I swear.
Oh, this is even better.
I love the fact that every one of these songs is almost like you've done 30% of the work and then just gone, fuck the rest of this. I don't need to see what does Ari mean?
No, I put the, no, I said Ari girl question mark, but then obviously I've just not
It's just not bothered
put two and two together.
It could have been someone else called Ari.
spend all
That's
that
what I
time.
thought, because why would you send a mixtape to herself? But I didn't understand the metaphor until right now. But there we go.
Anyway.
That's really cool, self-love. Fair play.
Yeah,
Fair play.
that's better. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else. I got.
Let's have a look, see if there's anything
I got because
else.
she grew from the drama. Only want to do it once. But I got.
That's alright. I've
She only
got
wants to get
one.
married once.
Yeah, I was gonna discuss the marriage portion of it.
Oh yeah.
No, you go.
No. I haven't got anything else up to the marriage part.
Okay.
No. There's nothing there. I just thought maybe someone would have something about the marriage because I've underlined it as something we've not really heard in previous songs before. This is like a
So
settling down with someone, not the whole.
yeah. This is a
intermediate
bit
relationship stuff.
of sort of like forgiveness and resolution around her father, who I think left the family when she was about 8. So that's what I said.
That's big.
Yeah. So she'll be walking down the aisle with her mum walking her down the aisle,
Yeah, to signify
and giving
that,
her
yeah,
away.
she's number one in that regard.
But she said she'll be thanking her dad, which I thought was very magnanimous of her.
Yeah.
To do that. And then she goes on, whatever happens, at least she's had a successful career if she herself never gets married.
But that's almost just sort of like a nod and a wink. It's like, it's not the be all and end all if I don't get married as well. I think it could just be like, I'm happy with who I am. If I end up alone when I'm 40, it doesn't matter. I can always just be myself and be good. in that regard.
Yeah.
I like this song even more now. This
Hey,
is
that's good.
This is the first
I
time
mean,
I've really
she
liked
could
it.
be a bit like Kylie, you know?
Verse.
Don't push it.
There's plenty more to come yet, Stuart.
Stuart,
We'll think of a new Grande name.
we've converted one.
We have.
Thank you. And next.
Le Grandes.
Got a job
Le
there.
Grandes.
The Grandes.
Hey, look, do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
she's going to end up like Kylie? Because Kylie, is she
No, obviously.
married? Because she went for ages
Wasn't she
and
married to
ages.
Jason?
Never got married.
She's still
No,
single.
no,
Oh,
isn't
so they're
she?
just together.
She's still single. I think.
Yeah, I don't. It was always one of those
Like,
were they
well,
or
they
weren't
were,
they?
right.
Last
Okay,
time
I
she
was
was on Graham
mistaken.
Norton, she was still single. And that was
Yes,
a couple
because
of
they were
years ago.
trying to get.
Isn't it amazing though? You'd think
guys
someone
to-
like Kylie wouldn't have any problem. You'd think Ariana.
I don't know, but that's
Yeah.
the thing. You don't think about like what the life of like a pop star 300 days on the road kind of is. Maybe
They actually
you
asked
don't find the
Kylie.
time.
With
Graham
millions,
Norton, like,
billions,
Do,
yeah.
do guys
Like,
like
how do
how do they ask her out?
Yeah.
Oh right.
And normally it's like a
Or
case
do
of-
they? Or do they crumble?
That's it, yeah. Some people are brave enough to try it, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they get lucky one time.
Would be
I should be so lucky.
You see that? That's what we call an alley oop.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you.
You should see my face.
I'll return the favour.
There's a song there.
Ryan, quick!
Someone's getting that. Someone's getting it. I don't care. I'm gonna fling it up like Chris Paul. I don't care. Oh, beautiful.
All right, moving on. On the way. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, I'll be
So
truthful.
first
I actually
reasonable song then, eh?
I think that is the
who
best.
who
I-
actually wrote it? Because I haven't got here who wrote it.
didn't say at the end.
It'd be
but,
really good if she wrote it.
Yeah.
So Thank You Next has earned some props.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll be truthful with this next one. I actually only heard it for the first time this week when you told me to listen to it. I must have skipped this one on the album
Okay.
when I first listened to the album.
When was it? 2013.
I believe so. I think
Yeah.
this was one of the first ones. This is the one with Matt Miller in, isn't it?
Yes, Matt Miller. Yeah,
Rest
yeah.
in peace again.
So 365 million views.
Yes, indeed.
So, not
yeah.
her biggest hit, and it was a
No,
while
it
ago.
must have been
Only
the early ones,
365
Yeah,
million.
you're saying it like it's nothing. Like, are we ever gonna get that? Like a million? No. But even
You
still,
never know one
You
day.
never- you
Probably
never know.
not, but you never know.
You never know.
So I didn't know who Mac Miller was before doing this podcast.
He's one of those ones that you either know about him or you really don't. He's kind of like slept under the radar.
Yeah.
He was a very talented. It was mad because obviously he passed away very recently. But I'd heard of him and I'd heard of quite a few of his songs. But he has 7 albums.
Really?
And that kind of says a lot about the music industry now because he wasn't really along for that long. He died when he was 26, 27, I think.
Mm.
So. God, I think if he was releasing stuff at 18, that's 7 albums within like 9 years or so.
Mm.
That's a big
Impressive,
turnaround.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's people work hard in the industry these days.
That's a
man.
work rate and a half.
Yeah.
But the first thing I saw when I saw him, I was like, in my head, I know this is going to come across as shallow and substanceless myself, but fuck me, he's punching. He's done very well for himself, I think.
Yeah, but again, I don't know. Like,
Just-
Mac Miller was renowned as like a very, very like universally nice guy. Like
I've seen
everybody.
that
loved
from
Mac
what I've
Miller.
researched, he's a very, very good lad.
Yeah,
But
it
this
was a sad
song,
day when he passed.
this song I've described it as cringy as fuck, but as a romantic myself,
It's kind of fun.
I think it's very sweet.
Yeah, it's kind of fun that way.
Yeah.
It feels like a song that you'd write for somebody that you've been going out with only a couple of months. Like you're still in that sort of like
Oh,
honeymoon
the honeymoon
phase.
period is
Yeah.
definitely there in this
Yeah.
song for sure.
But I like that.
No, I think it's, like I said, I'm a very big romantic myself, so this is the type of shit that I'd say to girls, 100%. So, so I really can't condemn
That's
this at
definitely
all. So yeah, fair play to Matt Miller, and I don't think his parts are very good from a
This
lyrical
might have been
and
early
from
Mac
a,
Miller. He's usually very good lyrically.
from a rapping perspective as well. The flow's not great, but again, it's just sweet. I think it's the content is not terrible.
Do you think that way maybe because it's sort of like a rap artist in a pop song? Because usually, because that's the thing, like certain songs, like Jay-Z for example, like nobody's saying his best verse is his verse in Crazy in Love, Beyonce, are they? Do you know what I mean? That's a pop song with a rap artist doing a bit in it.
No,
So it might not be his style.
Rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just sort of like gives that like, little extra boost. And that tends to be a lot of the way for most pop songs with a rap artist in it.
No, it's not.
Like the
not
Migos and Katy Perry don't necessarily work, but they do in a sense because they force it to.
Yeah.
What about Stan though?
Stan's a good example of one that definitely does
That
work.
works.
Yes.
Stan was brilliant. Really
Yeah,
loved
if
Stan.
even you're saying that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's the one with Dido, yeah?
Yes.
Just to make sure I've got the right one.
Or Elton John's is a version of it.
Yes.
Also great.
Oh yeah, I remember that when he did it live.
Really?
Yeah,
the
they did.
Grammys.
And they hugged afterwards.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
good.
right.
That was after the whole like Eminem's a homophobe thing. So
Yeah,
he
'cause
brought
he
Elton
kept
John
using
out
the
on
F word.
stage.
Literally out.
Yeah.
I think he was out
Twice in a lifetime when you're on.
Alright, so I think the first 4 voices I've got 4 verses. 4 verses. I've got nothing to say because it's just very sweet lyrics.
I've got something to say.
yeah.
So, was this based on
Alright,
their
Dre.
relationship?
Go on.
Was it based
Oh,
on
yeah,
their relationship?
you'd assume so.
Because it's his wondering if the girl loves him or not, and he can't stop thinking about her. So, whether needy is the right, or he's insecure. You know, is she going to leave me? Is she going to stay with me? Does she really love me?
Isn't that early relationship jitters?
Yeah,
maybe?
that's just sort of like, you know, are they talking to just me or somebody else? Like, what's the plans here? Like it could be generally a relationship that's just sort of like they're on the first 2 dates and they're still like gauging it, especially in this day and age as well. Like it's not like in the old days where it's like courting is like, okay, I'm exclusively talking to you. Now like everyone's got Tinder. These two are like attractive young people with Tinder and all sorts. Like they're bound to have people blowing up their phone.
I saw another fellow underneath
yeah,
her
yeah.
balcony. Avast! I shall insult her father in public.
As he gets
Or
his
having a
white
harlot as
glove,
a daughter.
Aghast.
white glove, and wax him.
I challenge you to a duel.
Is it a case of, I want this lady, I'll challenge you to a duel fight? What
Pistols at dawn.
was that show where they filled the white glove with bricks and they smacked it?
Oh, I don't know. That sounds
Some sort of comedy sketch. Anyway, sorry, carry
Dave
on.
Allen or something.
I think
don't know.
so.
Shit, me.
Was it a cartoon? Might have been a cartoon.
Yeah,
Simpsons,
sounds like a cartoon.
Yeah, so
Sounds
Were they running really fast off a cliff and then they looked down and fell? After raising a sign going, whoops.
I think one of them was a bunny, now you mention it.
Was he eating a carrot and saying,
What's up?
what's up, Dak?
Duck.
You may be right. You may be right.
Anyway, what were we saying?
So she's really reassuring him. You give me that kind of something, want it all the time, need it every. No, that one. If you want it, I got it. I got it every day. You can get whatever you need from me. Is that a bit too much?
That's a nice girl. That's a good
I
girlfriend.
think that's just someone being supportive in any way.
Whatever
like,
you
know.
need.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You said that. You said
It's
that.
Ariana
Not
Grande
too
as well.
bend over backwards.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's like too reliant. That's just a nice phrase to say.
Yeah,
like
you
whatever
can-
you need,
you-
I'll
you
be able to support you.
You can say that when you're condoling someone for like a loss. You're like, you know, whatever you need, you know, I'm at your beck and call. So I mean, if you can say it in that context, you can definitely say it to a boyfriend girlfriend.
And if you love someone, so
Yeah.
why not say it?
I'll do
It's all
anything.
good.
I'll do anything
Love.
for you.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay.
I hate this though. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm 100.
Yeah,
That's not on the scale of 1 to 10. That's
Yeah.
how
True.
scales work.
Is it logical?
Also, why is it 1 to 10? This is just a general point. Why isn't
Yeah.
it 0 to 10?
Yeah. Interesting.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, there are no rules.
A lot wrong with that line, isn't
So
there?
you believe in binary. There's no zeros.
I
There's
just
only
generally
ones.
hate that. It's like when people are like, I'll give 110%. I'm like, you can't. Unless you've got like someone else to do 10% for you.
Do football managers still use that? Because they always say, oh, the guys gave 110%.
Usually.
I don't hear it as often because it's stupid as a phrase, but people are
I
realising
think
that.
people don't nitpick though. Like, or but maybe more people do these days. I don't know.
I feel like that's okay though, because there's 11 on the pitch, so
Interesting.
they all give 10%.
Yeah.
Ryan, you're coming out with some insightful shit today.
what
99 all around numbers and 99 problems, 110%.
And what if you have two
Shit.
numbers.
Shit.
two substitutions?
Can you become like a maths-based rapper,
Oh,
like a
please.
grime artist? That'd be sick.
Please be like
Big Shaq,
No.
one part of Big Shaq, but actually accurate
No.
formulae.
He's Pythagoras. That's your rap name. Pythagoras.
Yes.
The mathematical
Yes.
genius.
We could do this, Ryan.
Call the first album The Theorem.
I'm MC squared.
No, it's A squared plus B squared equals
Oh,
C squared,
no.
100%. First album A squared, second album B squared, third album C squared, and the progression will just flow.
I like how you've just become the new Little Wayne now, like part of 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
yeah.
it's gonna be good. It's like counting, but fun and actually informative and logical and everything.
Cool, so Ariana Grande, yeah?
Anyway, right. So
Out of one line,
got
what
it.
has it spawned?
I've got one thing. Ariana said I got a bad boy. Was Mac Miller a bad boy?
No, but it could be bad as in like, oh, you know, he's a bit of a freak, a low-key freak. I got a bad boy.
Let me free.
Okay.
Yeah,
alright, fine.
freak. Maybe, but no, Mac Miller does not, I don't know a lot about Mac Miller, but no, he did not strike me as somebody who I deem as a bad boy. But, yeah, I might be right.
So is this going to fill in with confidence? You got my heart, don't know how you did it.
I mean, this just fills in like
I don't care who sings it, babe. I don't care. You're with me. I don't know how you did it, but come on.
I think she's just putting that, like the power trip in a relationship. It's like, you know you're punching, so behave, bad boy.
There's a reacher and a settler here, and let's keep settling. Let's keep settling for now, right?
So that line sort of hits home. It's quite harsh now you mention it, Dad. Like fucking hell, Ariana, dude.
If you read it like that, like don't know how you did it, that could be just like, I was swept up.
You know who's wearing the trousers in this relationship?
She was just taken with the love.
Yes.
And so it's kind of made her all airy-fairy. So she's forgotten about the past.
I think these two are actually right on this.
Now, as long as he knows his place.
Yeah. I mean,
it's definitely funnier to view it from our perspective.
Isn't that the case with every man, though? That every man, behind every great man's a better woman or something like that? So,
a great woman.
Yeah.
Behind every
good
man's
man,
a
great woman. Yeah. So maybe that's the case. It's sort of like, I don't know how you fucking did it. 'Cause, wow, I'm way better than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that one's way more funny. Let's go with that.
How about Margaret Thatcher and her husband, who's there in the shadow,
What a relationship that was.
Anyway.
How did we dive into Maggie Thatcher? Wow.
It's going to get deep.
Power.
I've got the rest are just very nice.
Let's have a look, see if I got anything.
Lots of lips in and whatnot.
It's same.
Yeah,
if you need it, I got it.
Oh, what about his rap bit?
Gonna
Do
go
you
to
like
rap
his
bit?
rap bit?
Which
Oh,
bit?
right, are we...
Which bit starts with I'm gonna make you feel so
I make you...
So, let's
Because,
go through it.
I've got nothing, But
I make you feel so fine, I make you feel so fine. I hope you hit me on the celly.
on my celly,
As in
cell phone?
Yeah.
God,
Celly.
That's how the cool
Americans
say it.
when I sneak in your
My
mind,
word.
you're a princess to the public, but a freak when it's time. Bit contrived. Said your bed be feeling lonely, so you're sleeping in mine. You come and watch a movie with me, American Beauty or Bruce Almighty. That's groovy. Okay.
Groovy. Our rapper's supposed to use groovy.
I like groovy as a word, so I'm cool with that.
60s hippie.
Why not?
Just come move closer to me. I got some
Groovy,
feelings for
baby.
you. I'm not going to get bored of, but baby, you're an adventure, so please let me come explore you. It's just sweet. It's just nice. I think it's just quite nice romantic poetry at points. I mean, Ryan might come in with a does it rhyme or something at some point here, but it's nice. It's just nice words.
I thought you were going to nitpick the fact that you said your bed be feeling lonely, not her, and that him taking her away from that bed makes the bed even more lonely, but I thought you were going to drop that.
No, I'm okay with this. No, I genuinely think this is okay. Like, I've got not real much to say
Like
about
that
this.
shit,
It is good. But I've got really
The
nothing
bed's
against
got
this.
conscience.
Yeah, it's like, no, you can't take
The bed's got
Ariana from
The
me.
feelings.
sentient bed of the Grande Miller household.
No, it's different households because she's going around to his.
That's true. That is true.
That's what the second verse of Thank You Next was about, the bed all along. All along.
Maybe
I
she
liked-
should have taken her bed to his place and put the two beds together.
It is a sentient bed. It is very special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant memories of.
And would it seem like she's cheating on her bed?
I bet the bed
Maybe
feels that way.
that's what the one last time was
Yes,
about.
exactly. There you
The bed
go.
had moved on with a futon the whole time.
It had a new duvet.
It got an
Egyptian cotton,
know.
200 thread count.
Is that moving up in the world? Hasn't the bed moved on to bigger and better things? Finer sheets?
One last time is actually like the most tragic romantic story about Ariana Grande and her bed. Her king size bed.
And her thread count.
And her friend.
Should move on.
One last thing.
Go on.
He's.
Oh gosh.
Has he just gone through her movie collection and just gone? He's like alphabetized. Like,
Maybe.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty.
A, B. Yeah, they'll fit the song. Let's stick him in. Why has he gone for those two films?
Oh, yeah, interesting.
Films
Because they're
beginning with an A.
groovy. Because they're groovy, baby.
And
They're
also,
not the most groovy films.
he didn't want to go from American Beauty or American Psycho. That might have brought the mood down.
Do you know what? When I saw that, I thought, "Oh, American Psycho," and but it's American Beauty.
Yeah, oh,
Weird-
yeah, that's true.
Weird
It's a good film.
choice of films, I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a Bruce Almighty reference in quite some time. Like, when was this?
I do-
2013?
Yeah, I
Was
do-
Bruce Almighty out?
Yeah.
Oh, way earlier than that.
2003?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I know I had it on VHS still, so it was a while ago.
Did you?
Yeah, Jennifer
Maybe
It's
Aniston.
early.
Woo,
Yeah.
she looked great in that.
Yeah, she did.
Still does though.
This looks great,
does.
huh? You see Horrible
Yeah.
Bosses too?
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Man,
Absolutely
You see
gorgeous.
We're the Millers.
I've seen Where the Millers. That weird.
I mean, not that.
haven't
It's
actually.
International Women's Day, guys. Come on.
yeah, okay. Are you sure it wasn't yesterday? Because the event I was
it's-
invited to at Edgbaston Cricket Ground was definitely yesterday.
Well, I'm just seeing all the posts today.
I swear it's yesterday.
Even so,
Even
every
so.
day is the weekend.
You're saying it like a homage.
Alright, moving on.
Compliment. Before we move on, how many writers for that song, guys?
7.
I've seen. I know what it is.
2.
12.
12 writers!
Yeah.
This is supposed to be those two professing their love to each other. And you need 12 writers to help you do that for
And
you.
they weren't on one.
See, here's the thing.
That takes-
99 writers and they weren't taking one.
So that takes the specialness out for me, lads. I'm not gonna lie.
Does it though?
They probably didn't even write it for them.
Because here's the thing, like,
Copy and paste job. That's why Bruce Almighty's in there. They wrote this like fucking 20 years ago.
imagine that's when they wrote it.
When was the movie computer?
That's earlier than that, 99.
Yeah, this is definitely written in like 2005.
Imagine the whole time.
Eventually, someone will come along.
That does
Sing
take it.
this song.
That does take it away though. When someone's doing a love song, especially a couple about each
Yeah.
other, and they have 12 writers to help them out. This should be something they like sit in. Like in a room in a weekend and like talk it through together, or do it on their own. They come together and collaborate.
I mean, I think you're
contrived,
stretching
man.
it would
But
help them out.
But at the
I don't think they even had a contribution.
No, but at
Maybe
the
they were too passionate to even write lyrics that make any sense.
My head's too in the clouds.
She was too busy reassuring him all the time.
The whole time they were like, does it even matter?
They're like, do you need something? I'll give you everything you need. Do you need this? Yes, I need this. Okay,
Yes.
that's all they were doing for the entirety of the song production.
But in their defense, like you don't, like you can sing that song to somebody else, and it would still be like your song between that one person. You can still you can have songs that remind you of somebody else, and you didn't have to write it.
But that has undoubtedly taken the magic away.
Oh, it sure has.
But
It
that's
sure
the
has.
thing. Like, yeah, how many artists have people writing songs? I don't even know how does 12 people write on a song like that? There must be some weird thing where some bloke was in the room and they just went, "Oh, I suggested that one line," like Sat earlier today with that. I suggested 3 songs.
Yeah, where's my credit?
He just got a third.
Where
credit
am
when
I on the,
When initially it was 2.
There's one
It
guy-
could have been the
I-
beds.
I
It could have been the beds. The
I-
beds aren't even on there.
That's it.
Imagine if the best
Silent Night and Dormio.
I like to think they're all in one big room. They're like, what have you got to rhyme with I love you? Oh,
pillow sheets.
I've got I love you? Oh, yeah, that's a good
No,
rhyme.
nailed
to be
it.
fair. Like,
Nailed
that's
it.
perfect rhyme, 100%.
Nailed it.
Memory foam.
Pocket
sprung.
Oh my god. Can we create a room with Ariana Grande has a sentient bed and that is the source of her power?
I want that to be an animated series so freaking bad.
About that weird Rick and Morty thing everyone showed us, that alternate version,
Oh,
that,
no.
that style.
Yeah, it would be great. If she could voice it, that'd be awesome. I'd love to be Ariana Grande. Anyway,
Fucking
We'll
hell.
get on the phone.
Moving
On
on.
the celly.
on the celly,
Yeah.
you know, hit her up.
Ariana, let's make a 8-part series on your sentient bed that we've come up with. Or at least a short. Go on.
Anyway, seems appropriate for today.
As it was International Women's Day yesterday. Definitely
It's not going to be when they hear this.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, anyway.
What's a few hours between friends?
Every day is Women's Day.
Do you know, I asked the question.
Every day should be Women's Day. Yes, go on.
I went to an event last year at Edgbaston for the Chamber of Commerce, Birmingham, and I asked the question to the panel of sort of strong women in Birmingham, what more could men do to help further the quest for equality? And the answers I got weren't great, but then we analysed it at the workplace afterwards. That is a really difficult question to ask from a political standpoint and also a reasoning standpoint. So they couldn't say anything too sort of like, hard hitting, otherwise, it might lead to a bit of a
They'll lose constituents.
political
and all that,
politically speaking, but
That's
then it's a hard question to answer anyway, so yeah.
It's like, what's the meaning of life? Not quite on the same level, but it is kind of like a very difficult thing to just summarize.
Especially on the spot.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, it's like asking like the Miss Universe questions. You ever seen some of those where they ask those women like, "What would you do to just like solve fucking like world hunger?" And they get this poor woman to come up with a freaking coherent answer in 30 seconds. Like, it's difficult.
It's like that bit in Iron Man. It's like, "Well, David."
Yeah.
That person that comes out.
Actually, there is quite an easy answer.
Go on.
So, what more could men do?
Go on, I'm all ears.
An easy answer. Like, okay, you've got 15 seconds. What can men
Let's
do?
not, just bear in
Hang
mind.
on, he's gonna say vegan.
That's
Oh.
you're already.
No.
You've already
no.
wasted 5 seconds.
I'm walking out if it's veganism.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Okay.
Follow that, and you can't go wrong.
But there's some freaks out there.
Yeah, what if you're a
yeah,
dickhead?
Yeah, there's some freaks out there. There's some
And I
freaks
said,
out there.
if you follow it,
There's some freaks out there that want things bad happen to them, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. I think you just gotta.
oh, okay. Throw in ahimsa as well. It's the practice of not causing violence, suffering, harm to others.
Alright.
I think you just got to bear it in mind.
Himself.
Until we reach
that just
until the
physically.
numbers reach
Anything.
equality, then I think we've just got to
Anything.
keep it in mind and try and relieve any unconscious bias. moving
UFC
forward.
would be well boring in that league, wouldn't it? In that world. It's like,
That is
wow,
so
yeah,
true.
So
yeah.
I've got it.
Anyway,
I think it's just unconscious bias you got to get rid of,
Yeah.
especially in this generation. Anyway, moving on. God is a woman. How do I react for this time? So 220 million views, 13th of July 2018. I put God is a woman. I agree, because I think if God is real, I think it's most likely if it was going to be a gender,
Kind of
definitely female.
kind of fits into the whole Mother Nature kind of
exactly
vibe.
Giving birth.
Yeah.
Can
Giving
I-
life.
Can I
I've always said
briefly
this.
stop on this?
Right.
Okay, go on.
If God was a woman, would she have
This is a good
pushed
point.
women down
That's a good
for
point.
so
That's
long?
that's a good point.
I'm talking
and forced them down, and they're still not technically equal? I know it's a lot better than it was.
from a
but-
theological standpoint. I mean, from the creation aspect and whatnot, and the caringness and creation of life, I think it should be a
Okay.
woman. However, this woman obviously doesn't like women. So very good point, well made.
She wants
Right?
to challenge women.
What, through 2,000 years plus of
and
agony?
she's just let men go. Go on, play with your toys and toys.
Anyway,
Go on, have a jaunty good time.
Taking
Cause
a nap this
wars
whole
and
time, like,
suffering
what the-
and domestic violence and
Maybe,
go for it.
maybe it is meant to be like that Rick and Morty world, the Gazorpazorp one, where like the women are like hyper intelligent beings that can
Yeah.
like telekinesis and all that, and all the lads are just meant to be like brain dead idiots that just want to fuck robots.
Just
and kill.
breeders.
That's what we're supposed to be all along.
Wasn't that the real world though?
Basically, yeah. Basically,
Right, we should go into this. So,
with just less arms in your head.
despite the promising title, it's not what you think. The song is very sex related, as expected from what I've seen. So, you love it how much I move you. You love it how I start again. So you love it how I move you. You love it how I touch you. My one, when all is said and done, you'll believe God is a woman. And I feel it after midnight, and feeling that you can't fight. In my one, it lingers when we're done. You'll believe God is a woman. So powerful sexual energy from a female perspective here. So
Yeah.
obviously,
It's
she is so great, and it's such a wonderful experience that you'll believe that God is a woman.
it's
Maybe
kind of playing into that.
Or
whole-
her, or her.
Well, yeah, well, that too, yeah. But that seems very like nihilistic. Is that the right word? Where you just like think you're
No.
what's that word?
Nihilistic, yeah.
When you think you're a god.
No.
Oh no, that's something else.
Um,
Delusions of grandeur.
Narcissistic?
I guess in that sense.
That's
Yeah,
when you hate
anyway,
yourself.
you go.
That's when you hate yourself, isn't it?
nihilistic is when there's no
Huh?
point to anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's when you
yeah,
like, think
I'm
there's
getting
no
my
point
words
to
wrong.
anything or nothingness.
Anyway, my point was going to be that okay, the age old thing is that when you're having like sex, essentially, it's like it makes you see God.
Yeah.
That's like a general sort of like idiom, I suppose, in
The biblical
in our
sense of
world.
it.
In our world. So yeah, I suppose maybe it would just be a nice little flip on the fact that it's like a relationship with me would make you think that is as simple as that. Like that your God is now a woman. Maybe it'll change your perspective on things a little.
What's wrong with meditation?
That I didn't say. Did I?
Because what is
What the
what is
God?
life?
To see God.
Someone behind me all of a sudden said meditation's for pussies. What the fuck was that?
So out of nowhere.
There's better ways.
It's natural yogurt.
There's better ways to get in touch with God.
Right, okay, now I'm with you. That was so- in my head, that was such a leap. It was like,
Wait,
it was like,
natural yogurt.
What?
That's how much of a leap it seems
yeah,
to
right.
me.
Where did natural yogurt
It's like,
come
why
in?
don't you like Yakult?
You brought meditation out of nowhere, and you're like full on going for Stuart. And I was like,
It's not that far of a stretch.
It isn't, but it sounded like it at the time.
I guess from the first, when you first
I was raising your curiosity.
Either way, it's definitely about sex.
Yes.
It's about female empowerment.
Yes, a female
Yeah,
empowerment as well.
strength of womankind.
Agreed. Second verse, I've got, and I can tell you, you know how. Man, it's so hard to read some of these, and I can tell that I know how I want it. Now,
I haven't written a comma like it would be in the.
yeah.
I know it's difficult. There's no commas in any of these words. It's so difficult. I said communication, always beneficial in bedroom antics. So yeah, positive, good message there.
Well, pillow to pillow talking, you know.
No, just communication. I can tell you that
say that.
I know how I want it. So it's telling him, I'm going to tell you how I want it for a better experience, leading to godlike
Shit.
Visions.
Nirvana.
That's a vice versa thing. So
You are saying this is all very positive, but I have seen that sheet, and he has got 3 points under hidden messages.
Hey, come on.
What about? I'm doing a bed sheet. I'm doing a sentient bed height.
It's not nice when someone steals your thunder, is it? Sounds
Yeah.
like sweeping under
I'll
the
have to
points.
do this now. Cover.
Robbie's sheet, get him back for the other.
You can talk about stealing.
That's my point.
I didn't read it. I read your mind.
Then you blurted out what you were about to say is what you did.
I didn't read it off his sheet though.
I haven't read your messages. You did have hidden messages.
Go read your bloody Ariana WhatsApp group.
You'll never guess what Sarah said.
Anyway.
So, anyway, carry on, Avo.
Fuck, you could go on, mate.
No. These are kind of at the end.
No,
let's
I've just got-
analyse the lyrics.
I've just got my
first.
communication, but I think that's very healthy in a relationship. So good for Ariana. Good for promoting that message of communication in the boudoir antics.
Okay, baby, lay me down and let's pray. See, I told you. It was, is that another godlike thing?
Maybe.
Ascendance to, reaching God through this act.
I mean,
So is it
actually-
pray
so
first and do the act later,
Generally,
or
yes.
you pray first?
Yeah, well, generally you pray before bed, and then you get into bed. I'm speaking as an absolute atheist.
as I say,
And you enter the bed, get under the sheets. Well, make sure the lights are turned off. And then I believe it's entirely missionary sex, and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's the case of like as a husband as well when you're
Zero
that far
cuddling,
into-
no
You-
looking in the eyes.
You blow out the candle. Yeah.
2 single beds.
No candles.
You got his pajamas that have the flaps that open. Like an old school Victorian.
The Victorian negligent nightie up to here.
You don't take off your nightcap. That stays on.
You got your candle.
Keep your socks on as well. You don't want to get cold.
Imagine
feet.
having
Oh no, you
sex
get like
with
the coal, the
flaps,
hot
man.
coal from the fire at the bottom of the bed instead, like in a little tin pot.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go. We're
That was from Pray. That was from Pray.
We're terrible.
Or is it the husband like when they've been in a relationship like 40 years, just constantly praying every day just for some action in the evening?
Maybe. I mean, this is like his cathartic release.
Just give me something, please. I got nothing left. I'll tell you, got plenty building up, I'm sure. Sorry.
Rapidly moving on then. I don't know. Have you got anything else?
No. You got 3 points.
No, these aren't anything
Whoa,
to...
7 points!
Will you stop looking at my sheet?
He feels naked right now. You made him mad uncomfortable.
No, because these aren't anything to do with the lyrics as such, so...
Oh, these
Are they
Fun
fun facts?
Jesus.
Fun
man.
7 fun
Seven
facts.
Yeah, fun facts.
Going
Come
to
on.
it.
Hang around, guys.
Hang
You got
on.
that to look forward to.
Aren't we going through the lyrics? Because
We should do, but it's not much to analyse as I
I
said
like
before.
that. I like how your chastises that we're not concentrating on the lyrics. Meanwhile, you've written 7 fun facts rather than denoting the actual lyrics themselves.
it was the only way I could get through the preparations.
I don't think you tried hard enough. It's not that bad. I don't know, man.
Have you seen the video?
Not for this one. No, I haven't.
She uses a you know Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
I do.
When he plays the
Yeah,
part
you-
of Jules Winfield.
I think Samuel L. Jackson's one of those actors you don't need to say what films he was in.
You never know. I didn't know you're a basketball guy, and you were horrified.
It's Samuel L. Jackson though.
So assume nothing. Yeah.
I'm sure we've talked about Shaquille O'Neal before. He even owns Five Guys.
It's
Sorry,
crazy.
I swear we've had that talk
gone.
before.
Must
Anyway,
have gone.
Anyway,
the
yes.
brain can only hold a finite amount of information.
No, he's
Go on to fun facts.
So she actually does the "I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and fury."
Oh, in the video.
In the
Oh,
video,
yeah.
yeah. So she pinched that. So lots of nods to films
Yeah,
and
she does seem to be a
people
bit of a film buff.
that she uses.
Or she just likes the culture. Yeah.
And the only other thing I've got is she did take the God is a woman thing to some interesting areas. So right at the end of the video, she does a recreation of Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling thing. You know, when God creates Adam,
Okay.
and she God is a woman. And she's got all the females with her there. So she puts herself and her females as God.
Okay.
And she creates a woman
No, that's cool.
as opposed to Adam. So you got that whole Sistine Chapel.
Cool
Fair
imagery.
enough.
juxtaposition
Maybe we
there,
can
which is
jump back
quite
to
good.
the previous song as well with Bruce Almighty.
Oh, nice one, Ryan!
This is just
Right.
for the others.
Very good.
This is the Ghostbusters Redux of the female version of like Bruce Almighty. It's Fiona Bruce Almighty. Is that what it is?
There you go, bit of flow through the song.
Is it the video where she got the Milky Way like going around her body
Yes,
as well?
that's right.
That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool imagery as well from the start.
Oh, the video was pretty spectacular.
Sorry, what did I miss from you? I wasn't listening. Oh, I missed the joke again.
Sorry.
Oh, that would be great.
Alright, I'm not gonna let my FOMO affect me this time.
Yeah. So,
Crack on.
I couldn't think of a female Bruce version, so I was went Fiona Bruce.
Barbara, Brenda, I don't know.
This wasn't close enough.
That is a stretch for our international listeners.
Yes. I hope they know who Fiona Bruce is. But anyway.
So, has anyone seen the video?
I've seen clips of it, but I don't think I've seen the whole
Okay,
thing.
let's see if you picked these hidden messages in the video. So, there's a lot of.
This has become
kind of
video
references.
analysis, by the way.
This is video analysis.
You don't want to do video analysis? All right, we won't do it.
And we're already
Can we
an
do
hour
a
and a
point?
half in.
Are we an hour and a half?
How
No
many songs we
way.
got left?
3.
Alright, we might have to pick up the
That's all right. Come on, let's go for it.
Skipping?
Yeah,
Alright,
side
cool.
to side. Oh
Side
my
to side.
God.
I knew this was going to be a bad
Speaking of videos,
Hey, God.
God damn.
I almost didn't want you guys to like because it isn't. It's just not a song that's designed to be lyrical. It's literally a song about like how this girl, wants the D, and that's okay.
How she wants to be.
I mean, this
She
is
wants,
it's
she
getting
wants the D.
it's getting to a point now where
is it on a
again-
bicycle or something?
Well, it could very well be.
It was a dick
on the video.
bicycle.
It was a well, that was Nicki Minaj's weird
What?
like metaphor. Yeah, she,
Oh, well,
she says like.
Come on,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
I mean, I get that like sex is a crucial part of life. I mean, I profess that, but are we getting to the point now where, with Ariana particularly, like the subject is very much repeated throughout a lot of the songs that she's done.
It's in everyone.
I mean, I'd like a
actually.
bit of variation. I mean,
You can say that, but
no, there's oh come on, don't give me that.
It
No,
is.
no. But you got to admit, like a lot of these songs are like on albums, and more often than not, albums have themes and actual like logistical content.
sex?
That's like yeah. Basically.
Volume 1, sex. Volume 2, sex.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say.
I mean,
these
this
are
is
spread out
going
over
through
time.
this has gone over like a span of 10 years.
Yeah, but
still,
I never.
so-
That's true. If you look at Iron Maiden's songs,
No.
they're...
They're bound to have like similarities on their albums and what have you. We've talked
Not
about
really.
Linkin Park in terms of like a lot of their stuff is like similar base in terms of what they're actually trying to get the
I
message.
mean, that
across.
does showcase a journey though over a span of.
I'm just allowing myself to explain like themes in an album sense. And this, yes, while I admit this is not a best song in my opinion,
It's catchy as fuck.
it is catchy. It is very catchy.
Give it
It's
that.
definitely on my playlist, but at the same time, it's not lyrical.
So let's go through
From
the
a
lyrics.
lyrical analysis
No.
point of view.
So I've been here all night.
This is
I've
why
been
you
here all
wanna do this
day.
one. It's not,
Hey,
not lyrical, so we're just going to be shitting on it all the time.
So I've been here all night. I've been here all day. But we're getting a well-rounded view.
No, we're not. You
Got
picked
it.
out ones you knew you wouldn't like.
No, I didn't. I picked out based on recommendations of friends, dad, what when we're through.
Yeah,
it.
but
and we got like a varied view.
did you specifically say we're looking for the ones with the best lyrics, or did she just pick the songs that she knew would be popular?
No. I analysed all of them like in my own sort of space, and I went through a varied bunch. Like we've done this one, we've got the Mac Miller one, Dangerous Woman's coming up.
Yeah.
So there's a good variety.
I'd also like to profess to the court that Stuart did say, let's not do one of these songs.
Because
and
it's not a
Ammo
song.
decided that
It's
we
not
should
this one.
do
It wasn't this one.
Yes.
Wasn't it Dangerous?
Yeah, but
No,
the reason
it's-
Stuart didn't want to do that because it's a collaboration.
Oh, Bang
song.
Bang.
It's Bang
But
Bang, and
it's-
she's got one verse. It's not a great verse, so again, we're going to be shitting on it.
No, but I think that's again because how much of a hit that was. I think it should be analysed because
Yeah, it's a big
we're not
hit.
going to be doing Nicki Minaj or Jessie J anytime soon. So
Fair enough.
Why not do it now?
We've lost some viewers.
Anyway, this is not due to lyrical reasoning. It was due to
Just popularity.
Yeah.
It's not our fault she's chosen to, collaborate with these sort of people and give herself a lower...
No, but it is our fault that we picked the song
Content.
to analyse, is what I'm saying.
what I'm saying.
Stuart, it doesn't matter, it's the same songwriters. So
Oh, well,
what the
yeah,
hell?
Exactly. It's not, she's doing the best she can with what she's being given.
but again, I think we picked a good variety of songs here. So
Yeah.
Don't hold me to that. Anyway, side to side. So let's go through these lyrics. So I've been here all night. I've been here all day, and boy, it got me walking side to side. Let them hoes know.
Oh.
But then, so this is that.
Female empowerment, home.
For the record,
That is
What the hell?
you don't listen to the song, did you?
That's the
That's
Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
It doesn't matter. It's
It
in
does,
there.
because it's...
She's endorsed it.
yeah.
She's endorsed it.
Yeah, but it's like somebody...
I don't know. If someone did a
She's put a
collaboration
name
with me
on it.
and I didn't like the verse,
It'd be like
I'd
me-
be like, nah.
It'd be like me
Yeah.
singing a song with Aaron and he drops an N-bomb. Is that me saying the N-bomb as well?
I'd be saying,
I know.
sorry,
I'm just saying, like,
I can't
is it the
have
same
you in my
context?
song.
Fair enough.
I'd have to
I
say,
would,
here's
yeah.
your P45.
I don't think you'd make it in the music business, to be
Yeah, it's
honest.
a difficult thing to do when it's all about respect between artists, isn't it? When it's all about respect, to be like, no, I'm not working with you because you disrespect so.
No, but I'd make it clear from the
Yeah, you
get-go.
can make- yeah.
I
We're
love
not
your
gonna have
music,
any-
think you've got great talent, but I don't want to hear shit like this.
Also, we've established in pretty much every podcast now that like the world has changed and hose is not even considered that derogatory a term
Yeah.
anymore. Like people
I get
literally
it.
call their friends hose all the time.
And Nicki
Bitches
Minaj
all
would
the
really
time.
struggle not to say it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a female rap style, and that's kind of the point of her.
And I guess she's trying to empower women in that way.
Yeah.
So
Like you know,
there's swings and roundabouts
yeah,
to this,
exactly.
but you know, Dad's
Are you
very
saying across the whole of society?
No,
It's
no,
like
but
This is
you
what-
got to admit, like it's a very Americanized world now, and like the culture pretty much surrounding us now is westernized. So you do get a lot of American culture and rap music, and you know, let them hoes know is kind of an obvious little.
Personally, I don't like hearing hoes and bitchy music, but that's just my personal.
That's
thing.
fair.
If you're okay with it, fair play. But I
It
just
should
don't.
be-
I
Again,
don't
slippery
think.
slope.
I just don't think it's conducive to.
Is it not
Female
taking back
empowerment.
the word?
Yeah,
Hoes?
yeah, having a bit of an empowerment.
I think it's just
that poor garden
desensitizing
tool.
people in general.
That
Yeah.
poor
To the
garden
point
tool
where-
has suffered like that poor bed did. So maybe Ariana's just trying to like regain all the
Nikki.
garden appliances as well as the
But you
interior
can't
design.
contradict yourself. On the one hand, talk about God is a woman, female empowerment.
This did come before
and then
that,
talk
though.
about hoes and bees.
This was before God is Woman. So
What
maybe,
about
maybe
these?
she's had a revelation since.
There's bees later.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we go through the lyrics?
Yeah.
Go on.
So boy got me walking side to side. So obviously someone's had a good seeing too. And then I've got nothing for the second verse. If you got anything for that, I'm talking to you. Have you got stuff for that? No? Nothing.
I kind of was like this.
I've got this here. These friends keep talking way too much. Say
Yeah.
I should give it up. Can't hear them no because I. Is that cock blocking? I've got cock blockers, is what we call them on my notes.
Well, is that people that are trying to like?
Stop her from having sex for some
Yeah.
reason.
Well, maybe it could be like his
But-
friends saying the I don't know.
But I guess in the previous
Okay,
verse she
that's-
has got. I know you got a bad reputation. Doesn't matter because you give me a temptation. So I guess
Yeah,
it's
the friend's just saying
being
he's bad
rational.
news.
But obviously she's lusting for this guy.
Mhm.
I just feel like we're covering over the same ground, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I said don't pick this one.
But no, again, the popularity, like 1.5 billion views to it.
I know.
I know.
But we know the reason. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. There's a reason why this is the most popular video.
Oh, go
There's a
on.
lot of ass.
You said it yourself. Dick bicycle, literally word number one out your mouth.
Yeah.
That's only weird out of context. But even still, yes, Ariana and Nicki Minaj and plenty of other women are, dressed the way they are, riding on exercise bikes.
It was like Eric Prydz call on
Yes,
me.
exactly.
That's
And
what it
he had a
reminded me
cultural
of.
like following because
Maybe
of
it was a nod to that, a homage to
Maybe.
that.
It wouldn't
Another
surprise
one.
me. I mean, she does tend to make a lot of references in her videos by the looks of it. So
But on the internet, I think this one person summed it up brilliantly. It said, "The protagonist in this narrative has absorbed so much man that it becomes impossible to propel her body forward in a straight line."
Yeah.
That is the ethos
That's
behind
That
it.
is a good seeing too.
that's it. She just wanted to walk.
I like that, propel her body forward in a
That's
straight
right.
line.
She just
The
wanted to-
physics of it.
She just wanted
It's
to walk.
physics.
She just wanted
It's
to
like
walk.
Sheldon had written it.
Funny. She just wanted to walk funny for a few days. That's all.
Yeah.
She just wanted a good scene too.
Hey,
like
do you think it would have qualified for the Ministry of Silly Walks, Monty Python?
Maybe.
I don't imagine if a policeman stopped her for like speeding and she's like
couldn't physically.
walking a straight line, and she's like, whoa!
Officer, no. I was at my boyfriend's house last night. You don't understand. I wrote a song about it and everything. The bed.
I heard that
the bed
tweet.
will tell you. The bed will tell you.
Watch this video.
The bed's my witness.
Please, I've heard this 20 times today.
Ah.
Honestly, like going through these lyrics, there's not a lot to go on. I've got one bit like in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th verse, because tonight I'm making deals with the devil. I was like, come on, it's not that deep. It's just sex. There's no devil deal making going on
I
here.
don't know. You don't know what they're into. Could be fucking drawing.
Unless
Satan worshipping.
Yeah, it could be pentagrams in blood. You don't know that shit.
That is very true. If she was, fair enough, yeah. I've been done.
That's my kink.
We know it's your kink, Ryan. Candles. pentagrams, and goats.
I didn't know you were into the occult, Brian.
Oh Lord.
Oh, right.
Oh God. We've changed into an Ori fan. You're now one of the death metal fans. Now.
Alistair Crowley and such like.
Nope.
No?
Lost him. You lost him immediately.
Okay, this podcast, I feel we've not really been able to analyse the words for obvious reasons.
You know what we should do? Take another tangent. The other day, I got a tarot reading.
Oh, did you really? How'd it go?
Yeah, it was cool.
Positive?
Yeah.
Do you want to, as you've tangential,
I do not want to share.
No, it's bad luck, I'd imagine.
be tangented now, come on.
No, that's what I'm going to
Carrot dangling.
I'm going to leave them wanting more.
Yeah, it was like
But they're not going to get it.
that's him getting you back for the boom.
I can't believe you did that to the boom.
You'll tell me later. The one thing I've got that I do have written down is the Nicki Minaj bit.
Oh,
Yeah, this is not our best.
Wrist
Not our
icicle, ride dick bicycle.
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
That ride dick bicycle I think is fucking amazing, but wrist icicle I'm like, materialism. Don't really got time for that.
It
That's-
rhymes.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
diamond
bling,
watch.
bling.
Oh, is it?
Got ice on a wrist.
But then, if you wanna
What did you think it
menage,
was?
Sorry?
What did you think it was?
I didn't know. I didn't have a clue.
but if you wanna
I'd
menage,
have loved him to Google.
Hang on, a wrist icicle. Is it kind of like, the frozen
well, tip tops.
tip tops? Yeah.
Well, melted slightly and wrapped around.
Yeah, so you don't even have to hold the thing, you just kind of
Where have you
lick your wrist.
seen that? though? He's wearing a Solero on their wrist. What the fuck?
Hey,
That's an idea.
he can innovate. Who's the guy you follow, Ammo? Tesla guy.
Oh, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. I thought maybe he's come up with that.
sticky though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, all day just running down your arm.
If you got hair on your arms as well, that'd be an issue, man. Imagine washing that off.
yeah.
Imagine peeling that.
You just like wax yourself.
Anyway, if you want to menage it, I got a tricycle.
Yeah.
What's the tricycle thing?
There's 3 people
Yeah.
having sex.
Oh,
How
menage.
do you not know
Hang
that?
on a minute. I used to have a tricycle when I was a little boy.
Yeah, but when in this
It had
context,
3 wheels.
Yeah, 3.
I got a tricycle as in I got one more person.
I know what it means, but that's what a tricycle is.
Just on the three wheelers.
But because menage a trois, of course.
How did you not get that?
Again, I'm
And-
quite tired. I did this like an hour ago.
Wow.
But
And
yeah.
Nicki
Of all the
Minaj.
people, that makes you sound like
That's
a
true.
slut.
Well,
My bad.
there's the bus.
bad.
Stewart's gone, wah!
My bad.
It's all good, man.
But-
It's all good.
I mean, some of Nicki Minaj. I mean, does she come up with this rap herself?
Yeah, well,
I think it's okay.
I mean, it
That's-
doesn't
that's-
even make
no.
any sense.
No, that's
Just looking at who wrote the song, she does not.
really 'cause
Kissing me,
she's-
cop the blue box that say Tiffany. Curry with the shot. Just tell them to.
You must
cool
like
these-
that.
That's
You
a
must like that.
basketball.
What the hell?
That's
Gun
a-
pop, and I make my gun pop.
Stop! That line you just quoted is literally a basketball reference. That's
Curry
why
with
you
the
wouldn't
shot.
get it. Stephen Curry is a very, very good basketball player.
Yeah.
He's a very good shooter, in fact.
And Stephanie is a female version of Steph.
I don't think this is all that bad. I think wordplay-wise, this is actually okay. That body.
We're asking him to analyse lyrics of references he doesn't understand. So how is he ever going
It
to?
just
Let's
look
go
like
through.
things thrown together. How does it even, make any sense with the
I mean,
song?
the flow is the mini-me thing. That's a little bit.
Yeah,
But body smoking, Nicki Chimney, that's quite good. Rappers in their feelings because they feeling me. That's fine, I guess. I give 0 fucks and got 0 chilling me. Boxer says Tiffany again. Materialism that I don't really give a shit about. Curry with the shot I think is a very good Steph Curry reference. Gun pop, not a fan, but Anna make my gum pop. So is that?
I'm not sure.
I was thinking, I was thinking blowjobs.
Yeah, it's more like.
Yeah, that shit. The side angle. I'm the queen of rap, young Ariana Grande pop. So I think it's okay. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I've seen a lot worse from Nicki Minaj.
But she didn't write it.
But she didn't write it.
But
Again, I think we've got to come to a conclusion on this whole writers thing, man. I think we should analyse the words as they are. The artists are doing them regardless.
I don't know why we're bringing it up every time. But
Yeah. Anyway,
Very true.
so that's pretty much all I got for that. And then
Yeah.
the rest is very self-explanatory. There's no real depth to the lyrics. It's just, I've been here all night, been here all day, got me walking side to side. I've been here all night, been here all day. Boy got me walking side to side. There's nothing particularly interesting or unique about it. It's just people on bikes.
I just
going
thought
side
such
to
a
side.
flip
The metaphor.
to God is a woman.
Again,
what
this
she's
came-
trying to
this-
say
This
then.
came before it.
All right.
I'm just saying context-wise, if this was released in 2013, and then the whole woman empowerment movement moves forward in the next 3 years, she's going to make songs that are more relevant.
When was the Me Too movement?
It would have been like February 2018,
Right,
something like that.
I want to go through these next
Goddess
two.
Woman came out like July, so yeah.
It's coming up to 2 hours now. I want to wrap this up.
2 hours, wow.
So,
Yeah, can we drop Bang Bang, please?
do you want to?
Because we don't need it. It's,
Okay.
it's not
No,
her
it's
song.
not
It's not her song.
Fine, we'll drop Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Just finish on Dangerous Woman then.
Yeah.
There you go. You got
Do
to
all this research and you just go.
For a song that's not hers.
We've got a lot of hidden meanings in it.
Yeah, we've literally been shitting on her all night. And now
video
people
is-
are like, this song that she had literally 8 lines with. Yeah, anyway,
Alright, come on.
let's go.
Last song,
I like this one as well.
Dangerous Woman, 478 million views,
Damn.
released on 30th of March 2016. So, I'm going to read the first verse. Oh yeah, don't need permission, made my decision to test the limits because it's my business. God is my witness, start what I finished. Don't need a hold up, taking control of this kind of moment. I'm locked and loaded, completely focused, my mind is open. There's absolutely nothing to these lyrics, it's just an ambiguous vacuum of nothingness.
It's building up the hype.
It doesn't build to anything at all. But, yeah, and then... So do you have anything
Well,
to add? There's nothing
it's
there.
again, she's in control, so it's again female empowerment.
I get it, but there's nothing to them. There's no substance. It could mean literally anything, and I've not got that
I'm
feeling.
Taking control
it's-
of this kind of moment.
yeah.
I'm locked and loaded. So she's like Rambo, female Rambo, ready to do whatever she's
Isn't
gonna
it?
do.
It's at this point I really do think we desperately needed a female's
Yeah,
perspective
I
on
think
this
you're right.
particular podcast, because this could genuinely be something that it's staring everybody else who's female listening to this in the face, like, oh, this is what that means, and maybe we're just not deciphering it like we should be.
Is it
But-
because women come in lots of shapes, sizes, personalities, so it's being very general because
It's trying to
it
appeal to
can
everyone.
appeal to a lot
Where's
of
the
people, a lot of
shapes
different
inside?
people.
Okay, fine. I don't know. I just think we're giving it too much credit.
No, I think it's pretty
It's
clear.
saying like
Look,
all women don't need permission.
look, it's her. She's saying it's her
sense,
decision
yeah.
to test to her limits. It's her business. Oh, God's in there. God's her witness. Don't need no hold up. Take control. I'm locked and loaded. She's got an agenda in mind, and she's gonna.
I just think it's very
have it.
vague.
I think it's very clear.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm empowered. I'm an empowered, strong woman, and I'm going to take control.
Okay, so back to sex. So
It doesn't even necessarily have to be about sex in that regard. You know?
No, but this
I know
is-
it will be, but yeah,
It is,
based
it
on
is.
based on what you've just said. I mean, yeah.
so back to sex. The next line, all that you got, skin to skin. Oh my God, don't stop your boy. More sexy time. So,
Again, I will say, okay, again, maybe I'm playing devil's advocate a bit too much, but I suppose I have to make this, podcast work in a sense. But is this not like a big indictment as to what the music industry is for a female artist to succeed?
but this
in
is
today's day and age?
this is the whole point. Like I
That's
know.
what I'm saying. Like a lot, like I knew obviously a lot of her songs. I mean, songs these days are sexualized anyway. But I mean, like 90%, if not all of them, were in some way regarded as a sexual-based song.
But I don't think it's just females. It's also
Males as well. Oh
I think
yeah,
it's-
100%.
Hey, look,
But this is
as
why-
a children's DJ, the whole chart is garbage.
Oh dear.
This is why.
It's the real blurred lines.
It is. Well,
Got there again.
that was going to be my reference to Bang Bang, a female response
But
to
again,
blurred lines.
This is the point of the this is the point of the
That's what-
podcast because people don't listen to the words. They just sing along aimlessly to these songs, thinking they're great, and I look behind the deeper meaning to them. And the subject matter is always the same. The meaning is almost
Meaningless.
meaningless. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Nonsensical
it's also
lyrics.
just about how society works now. We just want like a quick pop song to just sort of get us through the day, rather than some deep, meaningful, melancholy power ballad that will make us think about all the wonders of the universe.
I guess the
Sometimes
same,
you just want to get down to business and say, "Look, I'm a woman and I'm fucking strong. Deal with it."
the same as
But-
with sex, that you just want a quick pop sometimes.
So basically, what you're saying is every Ariana Grande song is a quickie.
Maybe, and maybe that's the market she was going for. She wants quick pop music. It's like Tiger. Like I'm not calling him the best rapper of all time, but his music is literally designed to be strip club music, and that's his lane. That's his lane. That's where he stays.
Definitely.
I just think you give too much credit to people sometimes. To
I see the best in
Really?
people.
This is so basic stuff. I mean, look at the Beatles back in the day. They wrote 3-minute pop songs.
Yes.
They were brilliant.
Yeah.
They had some really good lyrics.
we've analysed like Aretha Franklin and Linkin Park, for example, and every song had so much to it.
We could have a discussion.
But that's the thing.
And we can have a back and forth about
are
it.
you looking at
We've
it
not
through-
really had a back and forth apart from maybe 2 songs.
Apart from Stuart trying to defend it.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a case of Stuart defending
Stuart,
the
you did
same
an
subject matter
admirable
over
job.
and over again.
Admirable
I think I
job.
did the best job, actually. Do you know how many Ariana Grande? What was it? Arianators are gonna follow me now.
Yeah.
The Grandes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be added to the group chat. It's gonna be sick, man.
Yeah, you could be a new demigod.
Wouldn't that
Are
be
you
Demi
a woman,
Lovato's?
Stuart?
I mean-
Stuart is a woman.
I think it shows. We'll come to a conclusion in a second, but I think it shows in the fact that I've never said this on a podcast before that I have nothing for this song, or I have nothing for. I've only got little bits to add from certain paragraphs. That speaks volumes for me. One of the most analytical people on this earth. The fact that I couldn't see much in this in these songs is that for me speaks volumes.
But do you think you went into it a little bit biased as to that? This is not your song. This is not your music. This is not something.
No,
you're
because like I said, I liked a couple of the songs, and I can't remember which one now, but I like that the Mac Miller one. Sorry, I liked that. Listened to it the first time and going into it, I was like, this is good. The ones I've had issue with, that I think I'm still right on, but you've had counterpoints to it. I can see some of the points.
Yeah.
However, the grand scheme of things is that I've had very little to say about these words, and that as a popular artist, that just speaks volumes.
Same here, Rama, because the previous artists we've done, I mean, I'm not a huge Linkin Park fan, KSI or Little Dicky.
There's talking points.
But I had a lot to say, and I took my time to analyse, and there were some, good discussion points. But here, this is just so superficial, and it's about repetitive subject matter.
It's a desert almost, isn't it?
Isn't that because it's pop though?
Yeah.
With pop, it has to be repetitive. With pop, it has to get into your head.
It's got to be
It has to be
melodic.
on the radio all the time. It has to always be.
But look at Ed Sheeran.
It's just about the tune.
Look at Ed
isn't it?
Sheeran. We should do him soon because I think he's genuinely one of the few pop artists that I think is great. I think his songs are fantastic, and there's always a good journey and meaning behind it.
But as a, okay,
We'll have to analyse them. We'll have to analyse them.
From what I've seen,
Yeah.
I think that is good substance-filled music, and he's popular as hell.
But again, you're probably looking at from his perspective, for a fact he writes and play. He's a musician in that sense, so it's a bit more organic in that sense. Whereas Ariana Grande, whether you like her or not, you know that she's the pop princess. She's the manufactured by the machine to be in the charts 10 times a year.
Is she one of the Disney
what
ones?
she is.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah, she used to be on. I can't remember the show now.
I've got it in my fun facts.
Well, go
But
on.
again, should
Just say
We'll save those for the
say
end.
the name.
We'll save those for
but this
the
is the
end.
point. None of that should matter because what we're analysing is the words here.
But at the same time, you're analysing the words with that sort of in your.
I got you,
your head,
and the two do intertwine. But as I've said, we're always going to judge on a lyrical standpoint first and foremost, and this is why I've got issue with.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if
music.
Ammo and myself we took
Doesn't
the
matter
time
that-
to go
It shouldn't
through
matter
it.
that it's popular. Sorry, it
Yeah,
shouldn't matter
yeah,
that it's
yeah.
popular. The word should always come through as the core of what a song should be.
I mean, Stuart, don't get me wrong. I was
I think so.
desperately looking for something to say because I
You
thought.
didn't listen to him.
No, I did.
No, he didn't.
I did.
Stop saying that. No,
I
he didn't.
print out the lyrics first, then I watch the video and follow the lyrics. That's how I do it. So I did actually listen to them. I might have got bored quite easily, but I did. But I thought, Mike, this is again, same subject, same theme. Whew. And if you compare it with someone like Kate Bush, the elegance, sophistication of Kate Bush,
you're
Wuthering
from a different
Heights
era,
was
though, aren't you?
massive.
Yeah, it's just a different era. The music was just.
But it
different.
shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't.
Because
There
it's
must
all-
be some good females in today's world of pop.
I want to do
There must be some.
a good female hip hop artist. I want to do grime artist Lady Leisha. I think we should do her on the podcast at some point because I'm quite a big fan of her.
Me too, but at the same time, you're still going to see gratuitous stuff, a lot of puns that will be, in Sat's head at least,
There will be, but I think that's counterbalanced by a lot of good stuff as well. Whereas here,
Yeah.
I'm really not seeing much to.
Do you not think
Go
the
on.
difference between Kate Bush and Ariana Grande is because of the time they've narrowed down what was actually important in the songs to get people to buy it? And so now it's just so optimized for an audience that they can just churn them all out.
Well, that's easy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean,
they
that's
have
what-
20 songs on an album just because they know they're going to get streamed. More songs means more streams, means more money. That's unfortunately the machine that we live in now.
Yeah, but I watched the YouTube video. Why do all songs sound the same? Because there's about a handful of songwriters that are writing them
All
for
the same
everyone.
thing. That's
Yeah,
it.
they just churn them out now.
And the record companies or whatever, they don't want to take a risk with somebody who's a little bit outside of their model because you know, they'll have to. They put in a lot of money to promote, and they just won't take the risk. That's why you get these basic beats and you get these very, very shallow lyrics.
Disney sold people.
If Disney would be clean, wouldn't that's the only songs I can play now from Disney songs.
I think that's really odd because sort of the girls that go through Disney Machine go through the innocent stage and then they just hit that switch. And
but that's
like Miley Cyrus.
but that's a massive like statement as to what society's like, isn't it? It's just like turned these women into like, you know,
sex symbols.
Yeah.
Little Mix. I can't play their songs now.
Well, that's all the like the guys that watch the show with like their kids or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, fucking Hannah Montana and what have you. Like she's gonna grow up and she's gonna be Miley Cyrus.
It's happened to so many people as well.
Yeah, like Selena Gomez, Britney, Christina Aguilera. Yeah.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, even not just like the girls, even the guys, like with like Justin Timberlake and like Zac Efron and stuff like that. I know he's not so much a singer anymore, but like, when was the last Zac Efron film you saw without his top off at least once? You know, it's fan service at the end of the day. It's shameful, but they let the ladies have a freaking bit of Zac Efron. Why not? He's worked hard for those abs. Let him show him off.
That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, flexing his bicep. He's got to show his biceps off in every film.
That's it, man. And John Claude Van Damme and all that. Yeah. So I don't know where we got off in this tangent anyway. But yeah.
I think like you said, like, you know, this is the way it is because it's pop music, but one of the reasons I started this podcast was I want to show people that, like, you know, look beyond the surface. Like that's the whole, you know, and that tagline of this podcast. And I think it's important for us to do popular artists because it showcases. It might be a lot of similar bullshit that we have to go through, but this is just that proves that point.
But at the same time, I think from this point on, obviously I've enjoyed doing this podcast as well because it's been quite enlightening. But I think from this point on, even if they're like super popular, I think we need to have artists that at least we know 100% have some contribution to their own lyrics. Because even with Drake, with his like team of 10 people, he's still writing them at least as maybe the head honcho around a sea of people. I don't know if it's confirmation if she was in the room or not, but based on what you've put on your sheets,
she was a writer in quite a
few of them, but there was a few there.
One or two, but yeah, like what contribution she might have made.
Yeah, the one with her, what was it, her and Mac Miller, where there was, what was it, did you say 12? And
okay, but isn't that because not many people know that? So on that song in particular, you think it'd be just the two of them?
Yeah,
so it's important that we did this because it shows there were 12 people working on it besides them.
On a duet that didn't involve either.
Exactly. Yeah. So isn't that's a really good insight that we found from this?
Yeah, it is.
So I think we should still do popular artists for sure.
But just
to expose.
Because it's still, like I said, it's still them performing the songs and still doing this, so it's still the onus. I know they're tied up by contracts and record labels, but
it's very hard.
The onus is on them from a morality standpoint, and obviously from, you know, it's their music.
But you know that
this is their legacy.
Their representation.
The whole morality thing. This is all kind of like 50 Shades of Grey in each song, and the videos that go with it. You know, it's all scantily clad, ass shots, breast shots. It's the camera just pouring over her. And I just thought it was all grubby, really kind of like seedy. When watching it now, I thought this is like soft porn, seedy stuff. The lyrics are all 50 Shades of Grey. The videos that go with it are pretty vulgar. And this is being sold to impressionable 8 to 18-year-old girls in the making. And what influence is it going to have on them, you know?
Well, it's
subliminally or
It's
otherwise.
perspective, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of women that will look at that and say that's like a woman like taking power, using her sexuality. Now, I get your point in the sense of like, you know, 8 to 18-year-olds are going to see that. But in the same grasp, you've got 8 to 18-year-old boys listening to songs where guys are literally saying, you know, smack my bitch up and this, that, and the other. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
So it's kind of like, you know, where's the real problem? Is it just with Ariana? Is it just with one side, or is it kind of like an amalgamation of the two?
Oh, definitely an amalgamation. But I don't think
in that sense she's just like a product of the environment. She's succeeding in an area where that's what you need to do to succeed.
That's the point of this. We're critiquing the environment.
Yeah.
And through the words, through the lyrics themselves. And we make these comments like around it as well. We can comment on the videos and whatnot, and then, but the core is always this. And then, but basically, from what we've seen from this, substance doesn't really sort of shine through anywhere else. Like from the words to the video to anything else, it's very rare that it has done.
I looked long and hard. I couldn't see substance.
I
spent a good few hours on this today.
I spent about an hour and a quarter on this earlier, going through these, and because normally I'd spend the same amount of time going through the other stuff, but there's a million things to talk about. Whereas for this, it was a real struggle. But anyway, do you want to sack this off and just do scores now?
Fun facts?
Go on and go for it.
Okay. So, Ariana Grande. So her name was inspired by Princess Oriana from the film Felix the Cat.
Interesting.
Nice.
And Ariana, she was in some Disney stuff with cats and stuff. So ironically, she's allergic to cats and bananas.
That's an interesting
Bananas.
Bananas. Yeah.
one. Really?
We've talked about the fan army being called Arianators. Here's the saving grace for me. She's vegan.
Oh my god. 10 out of 10.
So she loves animals more than most people. But she did advertise a Starbucks Cloud Macchiato, which includes eggs and milk.
Macchiato.
So, macchiato.
Yes.
Outrageous.
Not very vegan, Ada.
Yeah, not very vegan. She's a science
Again,
nerd.
it could have been like the side to
a
side
science
behind before God is a woman thing. Maybe she advertised that. Then she had people like yourself.
Yeah, when she go vegan.
No, she was vegan
Twitter.
then. No, she was
That's
she was
fact
vegan for about a year
like-
or two.
She
I
transitioned.
like that. You literally set up a really nice thing. It's like she's a vegan, yeah, but she's still. Like that's some low key shade, Zach. Come on, be positive. She's trying her best. She's trying her best.
She's
She's
trying
got to
hard
know.
now.
Eggs and milk, they don't go with endorsing a thing.
No, when a vegan goes vegan, they have to maintain through all
Yeah,
things.
you've
Like,
got to
Dad's
be
changed all
consistent.
his shoes, his belts, not all leather.
Hey, look.
leather, like.
Fabric
Even that'd be
belt.
like me giving up meat now, and I slip up one day and go like for a Mackey's, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm trying without. Oh, I'm gonna go back to it.
Hey, no, I slipped up in the first few weeks. Somebody asked me when I was DJing, what would you like? Oh, coffee, milk, no sugar,
No, but
please.
Stuart's saying he's getting a McDonald's.
Oh, sorry. Do what you gotta. Let me show you a slaughterhouse footage
That's
first.
it.
Right, anyway. She's a science nerd. Her favourite Instagram feed is NASA.
Nice,
See,
that's cool.
So
If
there
she's
is
so-
intelligence with
if she's
this
smart,
woman.
why is she doing this all the
This
time?
same-
Guess that's a smart move.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think it has happened to her? She got hit by an ice hockey puck. So she was the first fan ever to be hit by a puck at the Florida Panthers arena when she was 5.
Oh.
She actually got
It's like
hit.
that scene from
She actually
Friends.
got hit twice.
Where are you going with this then?
No, could this have caused some neuronal sort of bypass for this? I don't know.
I'm starting to think these fun facts are just let me shit on this artist. for 2 seconds. That's mad.
The first one hit her, and it made her betray veganism. But the second one hit her and made her vegan again. It's fine.
Oh man.
Hey, no, she's vegan, so that's great. You know, she might have slipped up with that ad, but I think
I have
it's
bee
great.
vomit on my cereal.
Every single
Every
day.
Since having that conversation, Ryan has more honey in his life now.
I actually do.
It's because of the word
It's
bee
way more
vomit.
metal now with bee vomit. Yeah.
Clipping wings off queen bees and smoking bees and stealing
Go on,
their
then, wrap it up
food.
2 hours.
Anyway, yes. Right. That's it. That's all I got.
What's the final scores then? So, Dad, you're first.
Why am I first? I'm
you
going to
know-
give her a real
yeah.
low score.
We're
Yeah.
going to end on a high, so we're going to end on Stuart.
Okay.
Clearly.
So I'm analysing these on my usual criteria of a depth, meaning variety. So very, very little in terms of diversity. They're all the same. And I think I've really got to score her down because on the one hand, she's promoting female empowerment, but the videos are pretty soft porn, and I think she's kind of almost going against that in a lot of sense and in a
From
lot of
your
lyrics as
perspective.
well.
Yeah.
It's got to be my perspective. I can't speak for her
No, no,
8-year-old
that's-
fans.
No, that,
No, as in, like, some people would view that as female empowerment itself, whereas you're saying it's not.
like owning their body rather than
Yeah.
if you're being objectified, then fuck it. Like
I think they are being objectified.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the same time, if they're like saying this is my body and I'm owning it, this is not your plaything, then it's different. It's a different mentality, isn't it?
So,
So,
song like side to side. Let's go.
oh
carry on.
jeez, yes. Oh my god.
I did say that one was not the one to go with.
But we have
Anyway,
to do
no,
it.
we have
No,
to,
We
we
have to
have
do it. You can't say that about a certain song. If it's got one of the most
We
popular
can't
songs that
sweep
she's
it
done.
under the old
it's not-
carpet
but-
there.
but if we're doing a
Steve.
lyrical analysis show,
Yeah, but that's one of the
why
most
pick a-
popular songs, so we're going to analyse the lyrics of that too.
Yeah.
But we analyse songs that never even
Cross-reference.
been released with Little Dicky, is what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Like, he's like, oh, God, fuck on the freaking one. It's the one that I've mentioned is on his freestyle. Anyway, this doesn't freaking matter. That didn't get released as an official song. That was on his album. Wasn't popular by any means. Didn't even get a music
Which one
video.
was that?
I can't remember the name of it. It's the one that I've told you before is on the Shade 45 stuff. Anyway, bollocks, let's carry on.
Either way, no, I think just because we shouldn't do it because the lyrics won't fit the podcast. Like, we've still got to do it because it's one of the most popular songs she's done. Millions, billions have seen it. We have to analyse what words they're listening to. I disagree completely on that point.
I'm just saying if we're gonna we had like 3 albums to choose from, and okay, yes, while it might have been popular, it's also the one that's got like 3 lines each like verse, and none of them.
But again, we've got to showcase this because that's the point of the podcast.
No,
I think Emma's reply about Little Dicky should have been he hadn't released as much stuff, so we had to
I suppose,
interpret all of his music.
But I couldn't remember
that's
which one he was
fair.
referring to, which song.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
That's why we've focused on the main ones of Ariana Grande and not done the same thing for Little Dicky, even though we did. It's just he hasn't released as much.
But we
I
could
thought it would
have
be
dropped
equally
that
diverse.
one for 7 rings, or Into You.
But I thought we've been equally diverse with the selection. If you agree with that, I think there's been a very diverse song.
Yeah, because we've gone earlier, kind of like Break Free,
In terms of-
Problem,
in terms of
and then
time.
we've gone God is a Woman.
In terms of
Maybe
time
the content
frame,
has been different, but then it's just been just by happenstance. It's been the sort of similar subject matter.
Do you feel like she's been betrayed somewhat?
Yes, do you think we haven't given her a fair crack of the whip?
I feel I should have done a lot more notes in preparation for this Ariana shitstorm that has occurred.
And also-
No,
So
it
being
has to be
the
done back.
defence lawyer, you
Also-
feel you've not...
This is based. Well, part of my choices were based off 2 fans of hers.
Yeah.
So
But again,
surely,
what context did you give it? Like I said, did you say I'm looking for the best lyrical songs, or you said that I'm doing a lyrical analysis?
No,
of
I
what's
said
their best
I don't
songs?
think they even listened.
I'm doing the podcast.
It's late. Let's
I need,
go.
I need,
It's
no, I said,
late.
I'm doing the podcast. I need what's the best Ariana songs to do for the podcast. So I asked them with the podcast in mind. They told me these.
Yeah.
So I'm going from a fan
You
perspective
should
here as
have
well.
spoke to me.
I did. I gave you everything. You said just don't do the one song, and we haven't done Bang Bang.
Only because of the last second. It's already been 2 hours. Anyway,
That's fine,
it's
happy
okay,
to do
it's okay,
that.
That's fine. Anyway. let's
Yeah,
go on.
I
What's-
don't
what's-
think she's a very good role
what's your
model
number?
for the young ladies with all these kind of songs. I think totally wrong kind of way to live your life thing. I don't think it's a very good role model at all. So I think I'm going to have to put her in the Little Dicky bracket here. What did I give Little Dicky? Was it a 2 or a 1?
I can't believe you did that.
What,
That
Little
still
Dicky?
fucking hurts me.
Why? Oh, well, I gave my reasons.
What did you give Drake?
That was minus or something.
Drake? No, Drake. Was
Or
it 3?
1.
3.
It was low.
Yeah, it was lower than 3, 100%.
Yeah. I got to lump her in the same boat, really, or these writers.
Yeah.
Because the way they're writing it, they don't give a damn about, how this is going to influence people. So it does, I'm afraid. Definitely does. This is why we've got knife crime at the rate we are. Because
Let's not put that on Ariana.
no, not on her. Because of the societal influence.
Yeah.
Definitely. But that's another story.
Yeah, let's not put the words Ariana Grande and knife crime in the same sentence.
No.
My podcast title.
So I think, I don't know, I can't remember what I gave the other guys, but jeez, does this even deserve 1? It's just meaningless nonsense. I'll have to give it a 1.
Okay.
Stuart, you're up next.
1 out of 10 for me.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, next.
Based on the songs that we've done today, can't really. I don't think Ariana's music is particularly lyrical anyway. Like, I'm a fan of hers, but in terms of like scoring it based on its lyrics, yeah, there's no way this is going to get a 10. Like even of course, even like the Arianators will admit that okay, these songs. In the right context, even in the right bias, you can't give them that they're the most perfect lyrics ever. So that being said, I don't think they're as trash as you might think. I think in this current climate they're fine. So I think between 5 and 6 seems fair in my view, based on the current landscape of what we're seeing in the lyrical world.
So
In the last, I'll go for 5. I'll go for 5. I'll be through the middle.
I was going to be quite supportive of Ariana. I enjoyed listening to her songs, but then once we've actually gone through the lyrics, I'm actually thinking I enjoyed the songs because they got a good beat to them.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much purely why. And they are factory made. They're all a bit
Poppy. Yeah.
similar.
Like
Yeah.
manufactured, as you say.
Similar lyrically,
But
not
we're
similar
judging on
musically.
the lyrics.
Yeah, and I was kind of with her, and then she just sold out one of her own songs. She was like,
Break
shit.
free. Again,
"Don't
still
care,
rate
it's out there
that.
making money."
Still
So-
rate that.
Which one was that, Ryan?
The first one, break
Yeah, it
free.
was the break free.
Oh, right. Okay.
When she just like threw it.
Oh, right, yeah, when
I
she
didn't
said,
make
I
that.
don't even know what it means.
I'm giving it a 2.
Okay.
You come to my side, right? I finally have an ally.
Okay, but can you admit you can like an artist without liking their lyrics? Because that's essentially what you got to do now in this day and age by the concept of this.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
she's very
You don't
nice
have to
as a
support
person.
them. You don't have to.
Well, for example, like mumble rap, like more often than not, you can't tell what they're saying, but you can still enjoy a mumble rap song.
I'll give you
Maybe
an
not
example.
you. This is a bad example for you, but yeah.
I'll give you an example. I mean, I love heavy metal. I mean,
Yes.
it is, a big part of my life. But I can't really get into screamo, even how good the guitar is,
I've never
because
been a
that
screamo,
just
yeah.
overshadows it all. I can't understand anything. I don't know what the songs
I
about.
actually agree with you on that point. Screamo
So,
was the only
I get your
music
point.
I couldn't fall into.
So I have to. The song has to appeal,
Yes.
in terms of lyrics.
In some
and-
way,
in
shape, or
some
I
way.
suppose in my head, like, because you're strictly looking from this from a lyrical perspective, and I literally just like all kinds of music. I know it sounds very basic of me to be like, oh, I'll just have this big broad paintbrush and just listen to everything under the sun, from Korean pop to everything else. Do you know what I'm saying? So I get that point, but at the same time, I just don't think like the lyrics aren't that bad. They're not like, causing knife crime. that's almost alluded to in the last bit. But
There
yeah.
is a big not conspiracy theory. I
Don't-
think it's
don't you do
staring us in our face.
We'll do a drill
that.
artist next week.
Yes, go on, Emma. Wrap this up for me, please, so I can
This
post
has been-
Instagram post.
A very spirited podcast. Definitely probably the most spirited we've done so far. It's going to be a difficult one to score because it has been a difficult one to analyse because there's not been a lot to analyse. Which I've said before that kind of speaks volumes. And obviously, from a lyrical perspective, the subject matter has been... I picked a selection of songs based on, various influences, various people, fans, blah, blah, blah. And the fact that, the similar topics are brought up and they were kind of alluded to in a very... I just think in a very vague manner for the majority of the listening that I did. I'm not going to score this very highly, I think. And then the one time I did like a song, the Mac Miller song, the romantic one between the two of them, that's one I really liked. That for me, and then to hear them that there was 12 writers on that, neither of them being those two, that really that took me by surprise, took me really back, and I was like, oh damn.
Did it hit you there?
It did hit me because I was like, I'm finally going to support this artist. There's one song I did like. Where is it?
Thank you, next.
Yeah, it was Thank You Next. Can I go through your list? I want to make sure I'm right on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thank You Next was the one that was completely infallible. And then, where was the one that I really hated about the cheating?
Oh, that would have been.
How did we not do No Tears Left to Cry? That was an actual good one. I think you might have liked that one.
One last time, cheating.
Ah, yes. Well
Yeah,
done,
if that,
Ryan, well
if
done.
this is true, what I'm saying, and my perspective is correct, that is inexcusable. Like, absolutely inexcusable. I really don't
How
like that.
dare you just disregard the story, the long lost story of Ariana Grande's bed? Okay. How
Oh,
very
unless
dare
it's sentient bed, then fuck it, she's getting it.
He gave us the bed.
But I just think,
What's
yeah.
this going to be Schrodinger's score? Is it a sentient bed? We're not sure yet.
what's your score, bud? You know it's not gonna be high.
So I don't want to do a dad score because dad scores really stupidly.
You
Oh, thanks, Ammo.
Huh?
I can't defend you.
It is my perspective, Stu. It is my perspective, isn't it?
You don't have to score
It's
it on
all
a
good.
scale of 1 to 3.
Yeah, I know.
Depends how your scale is,
My stuff's
Stu. What you think is your top songwriter?
See, that's the thing. Like, I can't give someone a 10.
Ooh, inner references.
I can give someone an 11.
Ooh, like a Spinal Tap. Anyway,
I'll have none.
go on, Emma. What are you saying?
On the balance, so this song in particular, I think that's awful. But then, like, she's a smart girl, which makes it even worse because as she's intelligent, she doesn't have to do this. I don't think she should have power. I know maybe she got others around her, but she should be in a very powerful position where she can empower herself and women in other ways than the content that we've seen in these particular songs.
And
So-
it's not like she needs the money.
Yeah.
She must be like, I don't know,
And the biggest factor for me is that
multi-million.
I suppose when you sign those contracts, though, you kind of just get put into the machine. It's like, well, if you don't make this, then you'll never be heard from ever again.
But she's not short of a bob or two. She could go independent. Be a real independent,
No, that's how these
empowered
contracts
lady.
work. You can't just leave them. Like Kanye West only recently bought out his one.
You can be like Prince, just turn yourself into a symbol and really pee them off.
It's true. But no.
George Michael did the same thing with Sony.
But that hasn't worked out well for Prince. Well, it hasn't until
I know
recently.
What do you mean he's dead?
Hang on. Because most of his music still can't be played on streaming sites because of that legal dispute. That's the point. I mean, not because he's
But he's got his integrity. He had his integrity.
Yes, but that's because Prince is a different kettle of fish.
But you think the company's got bigger as well since the 80s?
They've got way more power
90s.
than they did back then.
They got way more money. They just like put people through the machine, don't they?
They literally they offer millions of dollars to YouTube rappers just on the off chance that they might get big. Most of them don't. Most of them are just like they'll pocket that $3 or $4 million dollars, make one song and it'll make fuck all views. But they'll be like, oh well, the next one might be the Bad Baby one, the woman who's from Dr. Phil, the Catch Me Outside girl. Oh, yeah. She's making song after song that's at least getting a bit of traffic. That one's a hit, so it's a gamble.
I listened to Dr. Phil on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, brilliant! He's brilliant.
Anyway. I thought the record companies were risk averse, and
Oh no, they splash the cash now. It's cash it's cash grab, isn't it? Like everything's turnover.
But I'm sure they have a clause saying if you leave us, you can't release music for so and so.
Yeah, non-competes, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
You can't work with so and so writer anymore. You can't do this.
just form your own label. You made millions.
That would still constitute as working for somebody else, even if it's self-employed, isn't it?
Yeah. They're alright, Dad, on that point. But the biggest thing for me, back to my scoring, is so far on the podcast, I've not had any trouble coming up with very good talking points for a song. The fact that I've struggled so much, that's going to be a big scoring factor for me. What did you give it?
1. Begrudgingly.
The one was just for her being vegan.
Yeah. 1 point for vegan, yeah.
But even like in the lyrics, like I've found them to be very simplistic. I've not found any interesting wordplay. I've not found anything of notes that I can really like. Even looking, we've just done it now. I couldn't tell looking back at it, like a standout moment of any sort of song.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna have to agree with Dad. I think I have to go for a 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Come join me. Come join me.
Never. Never. I will enjoy lyrics. They're bad. I don't care. I don't care. They don't have to rhyme.
Then you're not enjoying them.
They have to rhyme. I do apologise. That was out of line. No. Right. So you got a 1.
But no, I'm really interested to watch this back to see how it sort of comes out. All this because it's been quite heated and I quite liked it. It was quite good.
If you add all our scores together, you get a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. So we shall see. We'll see when I listen back to it and see how it looks. I'm very intrigued.
I feel like I have to disclose that I like her because it feels like I don't know if a 5 isn't enough.
No, I think
you like
you've
her,
definitely,
the music.
as you've played devil's advocate, friggin' hardcore.
I back the case.
Stuart, hats off to you, mate. Hats off to you, Stuart.
Very well.
You've done it on a few occasions now as well. You've defended. I think it's great.
I don't mind being devil's advocate.
Brilliant. It's great.
Yeah, usually I'd come up with some dumb shit, but yeah, I think I'll do all right.
Okay. And let's end it there. So on that note, listeners, when it comes to lyrics, look beyond the surface.
But listen to whatever you want. Don't let Emma tell you what you want.
Hey, the scores speak for themselves, is all I'm saying.
Life's too short. You want to listen to shit music, you do what you want, man. That's all good. Let's go.
Don't be basic, have some substance. Peace out. Alright, let's end it there.
Nice one, guys. Very good.
That was something.
That was good. I enjoyed it.